And Puff
I'm gonna
Daddy,
be in the chat though.
he gonna be in the
I'm gonna be
chat
in the
going.
chat.
Puff Daddy gonna be in the chat going. Where Master Creator go? Why he leave? I thought he ain't party with me yet. He's like we party, but we ain't party.
Daddy. I miss you, Daddy. I miss you, Daddy.
I'm ready.
Oh, you gotta hold on.
You ready for what? You ready? I was making short.
Close the door, Blake. Yeah, Blake came in here. He said, somebody used my towel in the bathroom. I was going to tell him, yeah, I wiped my ass with it. I ain't going to lie. Because I went in there. I said, I know somebody be using my towel. I said, I don't, I probably get musty like once every 2 months. And when I go in there and I use my towel it smelled musty. I'm like, what? It smelled like somebody went in there and just wiped their underarms and put it back. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I damn near keep my towel in my pocket.
And then when you keep your towel in your room and then you specifically put it in the bathroom and then it smell musty, you're like, yeah, you motherfuckers just be using
Yeah,
anything. You don't
yeah.
own
Yeah, you just
grabbing
going
it.
in there just grabbing towels and just using towels. I know some of y'all out there don't use washcloths. You just you just put the you just put the bar of soap right in between your cheeks. Like no towel, no nothing. Like who does that?
How does bar of soap stank, man? How is this bar of soap stinking right now?
I'm telling you. Like, they like that's how. Like I just wash my armpits with it. Damn, everybody now they just doing what's the name on TikTok. They just dropping mushroom gummies and all type of little weird mushroom videos. Ain't that some ish? Ain't that some ish? But yeah, what's been up with you though, Master Creator? You been Gucci?
Gucci, Louis, and Prada.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Somebody told me.
Feeling, brother.
Somebody told me life was hard. I said, shit, you didn't know? They tell me something new, okay? It's like, just tell me something new. What's up, young guy? Yeah, to give me something new, okay? Like, I don't want, I'm tired of the old information. We already know this shit is crazy.
How y'all complaining, but y'all started the game on a hard mode? Y'all easy mode.
Yeah, we put that mud straight on hard mode, huh? We started on hard mode. You know what's wild though, Master Creator? Like, why wasn't
What's
life
that?
hard when we was young?
But it's not supposed to be.
No, I'm just saying. Whether, even people out there whose parents was on drugs and certain stuff like that, it didn't seem like life was hard.
Oh, that's true. Like we
It's a
we
lot of
call
people was
hard.
taking the hard stuff away from us. They was making it seem easy while they could. Just like you do for the youngsters and people do for like the youngins. Like you ain't gonna show them that you breaking the sweat doing the simple things.
Yeah, I think at the
That's
same
be
time
hard when
too.
you talk about kids.
I think at the same time too. When you be telling some of the people like some stuff you just like, that you seen as a child, they be like, you ain't supposed to see all that shit. And it's like, well, I just thought it was normal at the time. Like, see, everything seemed normal. I thought
It's
that's just
only
what it
it's only
was.
normal. It's normal in our neighborhood. And like you realize like everybody ain't basically have that same neighborhood because there's neighborhoods like that everywhere in the United States. You got the certain neighborhoods. Either you gonna get it like that, or you gonna get it the best way you can. Like,
Yeah, yeah, the best way you can. And sometimes you just going with the flow. Like you
Mm-hmm.
feel me? You just going with the flow. You ain't even, you ain't got a care in the world. Like somebody got to tell you
One
shit is
can of
bad.
Sprite, one can of Canada Dry,
That part. That
two Sprites
part.
for one.
Yeah. Then when
Don't even
somebody,
be
you ain't even tripping off eating noodles every day. It's like it's a blessing. Like we love noodles
Hey,
when we
that's
was little.
plastic. Read is plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Oops.
Or do it seem like time is much faster? The days is getting shorter. Oh yeah, it do seem like that. Like time, young guy said, is it just me, or do it seem like time is much faster? The days is getting shorter. Yeah, it do seem like that shit going by fast, like fast, fast. unless unless you at work. Then that shit seem like it just take forever. It seemed like it be taking forever in a day for the time to go by. But it do seem like it's just speeding by. Shit, it seemed like I was just here this morning doing a live, and now look, here it is, 6:30 already.
You were here this morning doing a live.
I know, but it seemed like that was 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
You feel me? 10 minutes ago. Some days I don't even remember what happened. Some days.
same. And then I'll be like, oh, do you be drinking though? Do you be drinking? Because I be forgetting every fucking day.
It's like, do you be
I be
drinking?
calling my mom.
Do you be drinking? Like sometimes I look at that bottle, I be wanting to drink right now, and like I pass. Like today, I ain't even smoked a blunt today, not yet.
Not yet.
Nope, not yet. I ain't smoked a blunt yet. I don't know. It's just shit. I ain't feeling it.
Stewie asked that question like a straight alcoholic, like this is the AA.
I know, right? And I just went along with it as usual.
So you said, huh? At first you said, huh?
Do you be drinking? That
Like, because yesterday when we left work, shoot, I had like 2 glasses of wine at work. Like at the end of the day,
oh
2 good glasses of wine. And they was teeny glasses. They was like 2 shot glasses. I said wine is kind of strong. I don't see how people drink that shit.
yeah, that's a 9% or a 12%. Depends on what kind of wine you drinking. That Chardonnay. That Chardonnay is like vodka.
So you was drinking them big ass jugs of Colorado, brother.
Oh
You know what
no.
that one?
Oh no.
We was drinking the raw gut Colorasi. The green. Get the green. Don't get that burgundy shit. Get that green.
You gotta get that sweet one.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, them was the
Get
days.
down in that thing like it was water.
It was crazy because earlier when I had did the live, I had rolled the blunt. I didn't even hit that shit. But I got back.
Yeah, just help.
Yeah, I got back. That shit gone. My girl smoked it. She probably thought he rolled this for me. Thank you.
Okay.
It's like I guess I did. 'Cause I did the whole live. I didn't like that blunt not once. I think it's because I get stuck now. I ain't smoked like as much, so I be getting, bro. I get stuck like a motherfucker when I smoke now, like a deer in the headlights. But yeah, how the job been going, Stewie?
I don't know what job.
Oh my God. The flea market. Shit.
Oh, actually.
That's the easy as fuck. She only putting in 4 hours a week.
Get paid
1
25
hour.
and then get paid 2,500, huh? Motherfuckers like, nigga, how? How?
Out here extorting niggas. Watch my mouth.
She said, hey, Master Creator, like what's name said her soon as she get there, hey, don't say nothing to me, cause I ain't come here to do no work. I
came
ain't, yeah, I came to get on TikTok. On TikTok in the back, can you help me carry this? No, I
They be
can't.
complaining and stuff. They be complaining. Stu ain't never still get fired. She took 2.
Huh? Like she get to do whatever she want. She like, so say something else. I'ma fire you. Keep talking. Keep on talking. Don't play with me. Okay, Stu, bitch.
Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Don't bother me. I won't bother you. Type shit.
Type.
Yeah. When next time y'all
Why
diving
that
in?
Drewski video you put up, bro?
Oh, I took it.
Took that down.
Yeah, I had to take that shit
Oh, you
down.
took it down?
Hell yeah. I had to take down all them
Hella
videos.
fun.
That's what got me demonetized.
Type ish.
Which video?
Type
Which one?
ish. Hold on.
The Drewski one?
Yeah, because I know this
Oh.
can't even send you like the regular things they were able to send you after
Yeah,
like the
no.
chat things. I know you ain't got the option for that no more. Damn, bro.
Yeah, no more super chats. You feel me? I ain't getting my monetization back till November. They said November. I'll be gone to November. It's crazy though, because remember I had turned the monetization off on my videos anyway. So I wasn't even tripping. You feel me? Cause it's like, turned that shit off. Cause when I don't know, when it's on, they be messing with you. When your monetization off, oh no, they still mess with me, huh? They still did. It's, oh, you want to turn your shit off? We just gonna take it completely. I'm like, so shit. So I'm just shoot.
Back, man.
I think I need to roll up though. I need to roll up and smoke. Cause I ain't smoked a blunt since yesterday sometime. I don't even know when yesterday.
That's the only bad thing about me. I smoke while I'm at work. I ain't no one to do nothing. Sit somewhere in the back and just hide out. That's why I be having to wait till I get home or basically be on, a ride. Smoke.
Yeah.
Now I'm just too relaxed.
Be too relaxed. I know once I do though,
Once I playing letter league.
Once
Ain't
I
that
do,
right?
I'm gonna
We
be
gonna
so
be playing
lit.
letter league.
What's up? Nuh-uh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to play a game last night, but I didn't want to. I felt like I was about to fall. You want to play
Mama
a?
must have laughed, huh? We'll go ask Mama.
Nah, I'm saying I'm at work right now. If I was high, I'd just be playing letter league and shit. Not even tripping that I was at work. But since I'm not high, I can kind of focus more and do what I gotta do.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes I don't know, man. I always say this now. Like I get stupid high now. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I get like stupid high to where duh. I'll be in here like duh. What's up with it, CP? CP3? I get stupid high. Huh?
Chris Paul?
Yeah, you know who CP3 is. Who CP is.
Why you looking like that? We don't be looking like that.
About to cry. It's like, bro, I ain't even tripping. Just chilling. Just chilling out there. That's it. But yeah, man, I had got this one tree, Master Creator. This shit, you know what? You know what? I ain't gonna lie though, right? Master Creator, I've been every time I go to the cannabis club and I get something, I think it's gonna be different, and then I go back and I smoke the.
It ain't.
It is not. I go back and I smoke that shit I got from you from the meetup. I'll be higher than I be off the other shit, and I'm going. This don't make sense. I'm going.
The thing about the club, they just give it like the same strain, like multiple names. Like I don't know why they do that. Like we know it's the same strain, but yeah, I guess if another grower grows it, he's like, this is actually limoncello.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta smoke 2 blunts of it. They didn't tell you that. Look, roll 2 blunts. You might as well, because that's how much you gonna have to smoke. Like that other shit, I roll a blunt and I can just smoke a quarter of the blunt and I just be so lit. I'll be so lit. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna smoke the cannabis club shit. I'm gonna smoke the other shit. Forget that. Forget that. I'm
gonna have something else ready for you too, cause my cousin about to bless me. I'm gonna have some extras, so I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Whenever you got free time to drive up or whatever. Right?
Yeah, I know, cause it's somebody out there too, in the Bay. I forgot his name. He been asking me to do an interview on his channel and shit, but he was like, "Man, you need to come out this way and do it." It's like, bruh. We can't just go. We can't do it online. Like, yeah, like we can't just do it online. Like, what the hell, man? Well, I mean, I'm about to have a party and Puff Daddy gonna be there. Nah. Hey, you know what's crazy though? Because me and my cousin was laughing at this, because you know Puff Daddy be having the all-white parties. And it's like now every time I hear about an all-white party, I'll be like, I ain't going. I'm not doing no all-white parties. I just don't get why he has so much baby oil. Like what? Like what was he? What? Okay, damn, that's a gang of baby oil. Ain't no babies around though.
Kind of like shinier than a motherfucker.
Shiny than a motherfucker. Oh yeah, make sure you pick up 20 bottles of baby oil, okay? Buy 20 at a time. You probably just ordered them off Amazon or something.
If you got 1,000 bottles, come on, man. Like, what you need 1,000 bottles for? You know, like a good 900 or maybe. That's gonna expire by the time, I don't know. Maybe he was using it hella fast. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If Puff Daddy was like my dad or something, oh my God, man, I'll be wearing all this clothes. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna need these. You definitely ain't gonna need these shoes. None of these shirts. I'm gonna be spilling chocolate milk all on the shirts and everything. Be wearing all this clothes. I'm wearing all this shit. Like, Daddy ain't coming home for a minute, okay? That's if he come home. You feel me? And you better not say nothing. I wish he would. You feel me? I'm going to tell him, hey, man, you know, but they try to say everybody kind of scared now, because I wonder what the FBI, what tapes they got and what's going on them tapes. Is they going to give us like a view of that?
I'm just saying, like, think about it. Like, he liked to record stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, even us broke motherfuckers is damn near recording their little escapades or whatever. But if you got billions of dollars and, you know, that's really your hobby to record, I bet you got thousands and thousands of files. every freak off damn near. He probably got it dated too. This was the 1997 one right here in Atlanta. Oh, bro, I heard he had hella like what? Who was doing that? The dude that owned the Playboy Mansion,
Yeah,
Hugh
that's
Hefner or whatever.
yeah.
He was doing that too. Like he used to have politicians and all types of people doing weird stuff at his little mansion parties, and then they'd be in his pocket. He'd be like, man, he was probably extorting them for it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I couldn't understand is like Hugh, like they never went after Hugh, ever.
Oh yeah, he died. He died
Yeah.
before they could go after him.
They wasn't gonna go after him.
Yeah.
They wasn't gonna go after Hugh. Like everybody was at
Yeah,
his
the
house.
dude that was supposed to go after Hugh was on tape. He wasn't going after him.
Yeah, they is not messing with Hugh Hefner.
Like, you still got my tape? All right, yeah, I ain't messing with you. It's good.
Exactly. Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner got tapes of because you know he old, so he got tapes of Marilyn Monroe, John F. Kennedy. he probably had video of President Lincoln. You feel me? He's saving that shit forever. Yeah, y'all, you come fuck with me. I'm gonna let these tapes out about Lincoln. You talk about, you feel me? George Washington and shit. You feel me? You talk about he cut down the cherry tree. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the cherry tree he cut down. Like shit. But yeah, that's crazy that they ain't mess with Hugh though.
You
And
think Diddy still gonna have money by the time this is all said and done?
Yeah, hell yeah. He still got stuff out there that's selling. Like Diddy got arrested, bro. I was listening to the radio. They still was playing old school Diddy songs.
Sure.
So he's gonna always get paid. He's gonna always have bread. It's just gonna be in jail, like R. Kelly. Like R. Kelly, talk about he put up $50 million in order to get a bail, and they ain't let him bail out. I'm like going, damn, shit. They put that together fast. Like we got 50 million, you know, just let him out. They like, well, first off, he gotta we'll let him out for the 50 if he get rid of all the baby oil. Puff Daddy said, I ain't getting rid of my baby oil. I don't understand why he wasn't gone somewhere anyway. He just out there chilling like they ain't on him.
You know, you get comfortable after a while. Like, he didn't got away with it for decades anyway. Like, why would he be afraid now? You know?
I know, right? Like, why would he even be scared now? It's like you got away with it for so long. He probably like, man, you know, the higher ups already said they ain't gonna touch me.
Yeah. That's like dudes that be in the hood and they done got away with hella stuff, and you know they feel like they can still be out there. Like, yeah, y'all know I did. Ain't nobody gonna touch me
At all.
1, 10, 15, 20 years later, might happen.
What's crazy is everybody. What about all the people? If you see any stars supporting him, you know he got a tape on him. You know he got something on him. He got something on him. You feel me? They like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm try to help post Diddy bail. It's like, yeah, they got something on him. That's why. He got something on you. They was talking about Kris Jenner and some more shit. I'm like going, golly. Like, how the hell? Like, Chris? Man, they popping out showing They got what?
They got tape of him when he was still a man?
No, I'm talking about Kris Jenner. I'm talking about the other Jenner. What's her name? Chloe no mama. I keep forgetting her name. I'm talking about Kris.
I think that
Jenner.
is her name.
Yeah,
I think that is, and I just be thinking of blood when I guess her name pop up.
Yeah.
The blood.
I think if Diddy would have did what he did, they probably wouldn't have messed with him. If he had just went in just got like a full sex change and turned into a female, They would have just left him alone. They would. Hey, and
That was
then
the only way
The
out the
o-
contract.
the only way, huh? So you want to get out this contract, you got to get a sex change. You got to go all the way in. Dang, what they say? I see somebody talking about. Oh, that's Velvet Wind. Dang, Velvet Wind live. I hope she pop in after this live. She said, Tia says Rick Ross will be joining Diddy in the feds. What? What the hell Rick Ross do? Which
Hella stuff that his baby mama about to tell on.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what video I want to see?
Which one?
I want to see.
I never heard of that one.
I'm saying allegedly. I want to see the video of Beyonce snorting coke. I don't know why. But I heard somebody say something. Yeah. Yeah, so I can be like, hell no. See, now I know the world is coming to an end. That's the only one. Out of all the videos, that's the one I want to see. I want to see her do a line, rub it all on her gums, and you feel me? Come up. Yeah, where Jay-Z at? I just want to see that. I don't know why, but I'm just saying, bro, that it's like, God damn, baby. That's for real. They got you too, huh? Diddy got y'all. Like, but I still say, bro, I don't care what nobody says. It's a lot of females and a lot of dudes out there that's been doing, or going along with the party with Diddy. Like, they were doing drugs. They knew they was doing drugs. So them making it seem like he's just giving people this stuff and doing this. That's the only part I don't like. I hate to say it, because we didn't party, and everybody we partied with knew we was partying, and they knew what we was doing.
Yeah. But they trying to say, like, he was hitting that crowd, but he was also hitting the crowd where, it be some motherfuckers gonna be pulling up to the party and they don't want to try the bottle that got the label missing on it. Like, people
Yeah.
kind of label it, like, don't drink from this one because, we done labeled it. So y'all supposed to know what it means when we market it like this. But it allegedly was throwing it in, like, chaser. The orange juice and the cranberry juice and stuff that wasn't supposed to be spiked.
I don't know, bro.
Allegedly.
Well, I'm just saying, allegedly, if you did some gay stuff at a Diddy party, you was just gay. Like, like, that was just what you do.
That was
just what you
a
do.
natural thing. It ain't no turn out.
Yeah.
You can't get turned out to it. It's what you naturally are. You just probably opened yourself up finally at the party. Like,
yeah, at the party, finally. Yeah, you open. You spread wide open. That shit is funny because I remember when I was locked up, my homie Puppet from Neighborhood Blood, right? He used to tell the homie Phil that, like, every time Phil come around, he'd be like, yeah, Phil, we about to bust a spread. And Phil be like, oh, yeah, okay, what's up? What we about to do? He said, yeah, we about to spread your cheeks.
He ain't never.
He used to get hot.
Phil ain't never went off on that.
Yeah, he got mad, but
nah,
he used to get mad.
Like
yeah, but I mean, we was all friends, but Puppet used to he was just one of them dudes. He used to say it to him because remember did I ever tell you about what happened to Phil up in Tracy? I never did tell you the story about
warning him about his celly.
Yeah, and then his celly
warned him about his celly.
Yeah, and then his celly played him, and the whole hand in the ass thing. He did it. He did it. He did it.
Yeah. We got spoke a
on. I'm live right now, Blake.
Guess
What? What?
I almost thought I was gonna throw up because I drank half of my soda without burping. Next thing you know, I felt something rushing up my throat. I covered my mouth because I thought I was gonna throw up. So it was just me burping the entire time.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a gang of burps off that Coca-Cola.
The Coca-Cola is watered down too.
Oh, not you. I can't tell if you burping, but close the door. But yeah, that shit happened, and like so Puppy used to be on him about that shit. It was crazy because how he was coming to our cell, like showing us like the paperwork of the lawsuit he had against Tracy. DVI, like I got a lawsuit against them for putting dude in my cell, and I'm like, bro, how you know?
Did he ever won his lawsuit?
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't even know what happened. I'm like, but he was saying like I got a lawsuit for them putting him in my cell and all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, we told you, cause everybody knew. Like it wasn't no secret. Just cause this nigga was 6'5". Like you ever seen a 6'5" gay dude that sound like Barry White?
No.
That's what dude was. He was 6'5", sound like Barry White. That shit was crazy as hell, man. I said, dang. But he sitting up there trying to show us the lawsuit and everything. But my bunkie worked in the shipping and receiving. He worked in the office. So he get everybody like paperwork and shit. And he like showed us the real paperwork, and we was like, "Oh hell no!" Like, bro, he almost
he only showed you partial of it. Like, yeah, I got a lawsuit on
it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. He didn't show us that other
y'all
shit.
Got the y'all got the nitty gritty details. That's
got that nitty gritty. Well, we got that nitty gritty. Yeah, it is, but it ain't at the same time. It's like it's what it is. We told you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like we lifting weights and I'm going, damn, bro, Phil used to hit like damn near like 350, 400 on the bench. I'm like, how did dude? Cause dude didn't lift weights. I don't know how that shit happened. It had to, I don't know. Maybe it had to be a Diddy party. He slipped him something. Cause if he was able to do that, it was like if he was able to do that, I don't know. That shit was crazy though. That shit was.
Damn, that's messed up.
That's what happened when you get locked in the cell with P. Diddy. P. Diddy want to party, and you got to tell P. Diddy no. You got to just tell P. Diddy no.
That's the cold thing about P. Diddy, though. He ain't trying to hear that no. He is not trying to hear that no.
I know, huh? He be like, you feel me? P. Diddy had like 10 security guards, and you'd be like, nah, P. Diddy, I ain't trying to party. And he'd be like, yeah, tell my security what you just told me. Like 6 big dudes, hella swole. Tell them what you just told me.
We can't find your keys. We can't find your keys right now, pimpin'.
Man,
it's been a mix up with the valet. Just wait, man. Take a sip, man. Calm down. You in a good spot.
Boys clips. He said, talk about the King Von trip.
Shirvanga.
Oh dang. He said, talk about the King Von. What's up with it, Exile? Yeah, talk about the King Von experience, huh? That was a wild experience. That's what I can say. Hey, the boys clips, that was a crazy experience, bro. Like, I like one thing I can say is, bro, I was like, my mind was wide open to feeling just everything at once, bro. That's like amazing feeling when you can just see and be everything at once, and then you go in somebody's life and you be able to see their life through their eyes, bro. That shit is weird. I don't even understand how you can be tripping and somebody can just pop into your experience. And I don't know if this is the idea that we have of this person, because I can't say that because I never listened. I think I had, before then, I had heard like probably 2 of King Von songs that my son had showed me. So it's like, I don't know. That was a wild experience. That was a wild
So
experience.
when you was doing these drills, because you was doing them drills on the experience, right? You was jumping out of cars and basically
Yeah.
getting busy,
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah,
the
I
blocks
was,
and stuff.
man,
Like, but did you feel like fearful of doing it, or how was your mindset when you was basically jumping out the whips and doing?
it was like
Talk
the
how that felt.
the Pacific one that I remember is busting on somebody. I was inside the whip. We rolled the window down and started letting off. I was in the back seat on the left hand side, bro. I remember that shit like hella clear. So it felt like, like fuck that nigga. trying to knock him down. You feel me? That's what it felt like. Like,
Yeah.
But every time
Yeah.
something was happening, whether it would, like, if it was bad, he was going, bro, people don't understand life. People don't understand life. It's all an act. It's all an act. Like, look, you feel me? Like, it's all an act. People don't understand that. And I'm like, bruh, no, man, this is trippy. Like, nah, this shit is real. Like, nah, it's not. It's not. It's not. And then
Yeah.
the one thing that was cold though is like when I seen the energy of him. Like when I seen the energy of him, I can see him as different people in other lifetimes. Like, and that's what let me know that some people that come back here, they can come back with their old energy. They don't come back with the memories. See, the memories
Yeah.
and that energy right there of your status quo is two different things. If you come back with your energy, you gonna reach the same level that you reached the last time with the people, because you got that so-called, what they call it, the high vibration. You're gonna reach that same. So if you was a king then, you're gonna be some type of leader amongst the people again. And then again, each time you can hold on to that kingship energy. You didn't have to let it go with your memories. Like, even though, let's say because he looked at like somebody that was like, back in Egypt, like King Tut or something like that, right? So, like, even if you go and you look at him and look at the way that he got his hair, it would kind of remind you of the way that King Tut, how they wore them damn things on their head, them snake things. You feel me? I don't know what the hell they call, but it's just being able to keep that energy, not the memories and the person of that person, but it's a certain energy of that person that is just strong here. And then every time you come back, you can hold on to that energy. You don't have to let it go. You don't have to play the poor part or play the peasant part. You can always come back and still reach that kingship every time. Every time, bro. That shit was wild as shit. And I'm going, damn. I'm going, okay. It makes sense, but at the same time, hell no. At the same time, it's
Right.
like, no.
Yeah, because it is like a wicked understanding. Like, it is that same wicked understanding. Like, 'cause even if you look back then at like the Vikings and stuff, like they was drilling, they was killing, and the only way you was gonna reach their heaven or they Valhalla
Yeah.
or whatever was you really have to be in it, do it, and die with honor and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the
But
main trip on the page.
They live to
For that, because they know if they die at war, they're gonna go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
So that was the thing inside the trip, like, me seeing all the youngsters, right, that were perishing behind gun violence and doing gun violence. It's almost like it was showing me that they picked up a routine to get themselves out of here faster. But the place that they were going was like Valhalla. It was a place that was made just for them. So, but in order to get to that place, this is the way it had to happen. Like, almost, bro, that's just, but it makes sense, because when you think about Christianity and the Bible, in order, what you got to do to go to heaven, and then you got other religions that you got to do stuff to make it to their place. It's like almost as if when we come in here, the places is already there. We just make up stories to help us get to the places that we want to go in the afterlife. So it's like whatever you follow, that could be your afterlife type shit right there. But that afterlife, it still was like just another part of this. It wasn't the bigger picture of things. Like King Von had me in this room, bro. I'm telling you, it was like Buddhist monks, like old school priests with like those dress things on. Like, I don't know what them things is called, but you feel me? Like, it was like people like that, like all over, bro. They was all like gold. And like it was a big ass table full of food. They was just chilling, eating and talking, like as if they was waiting on their turn to just come back here. Again, they was waiting for their next exit to come back here and do whatever they do. And I was just like kind of tripping out on that part too, because it was like hella motherfuckers that, you know, and it's like sometimes it make me think, like, you know, in the minds of certain like people, we can create places, and like even though like the energy might leave the body, like it'll still exist within the mind of the people, so that place will still exist, and that energy of you could be in that place. It can exert itself in that place and exist in that place within the minds of the people, because the people, like, we the ones that hold the, like, not just the people, but yeah, the people, because like we hold that power of this is that and that is that, of the ideas of what could be or what was and all this shit. So once we create a place and that place exists within you, and we go, okay, Christ is there. It's like, oh shit, all right, bam. That place gonna exist within you, and Christ gonna always be there. He's gonna be there. Like if you like the place where Buddha went or whatever Buddha did, it'll be like the same thing. Within the people, that place and Buddha is gonna exist. Like always. That's why it keeps just going on and on, getting passed on. Oh, try searching King Von. No, it's on AI. It's right on my channel. When you go to my channel, it's like the first video on there. When you go to my channel, it's right there. It's like it's yeah. Let me see. Oh, dang. It's not there no more. Oh, it's not there no more. Oh, dang.
Cool. Go on and sign up for the subscription, y'all. We're going to drop it in the subscription videos, man, if you want to see it.
Yeah, it's not. It was there. It's not there no more, but it was there. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to go and try to put it back up. I don't know where it's at then. But that was an epic video though. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's there. It's here. But can I put it back?
You gotta have that channel special subscription, man.
That
what they gotta do to get that special subscription?
Subscriptions. I don't even know if my channel subscriptions is open. I think the membership. Yeah, you can get a membership. Huh?
Yeah, the membership.
I think I still got memberships. Yeah. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think I do. Nah, he can get it.
They play.
They took all my shit. They stripped me. They stripped me. So I'm going to just post it. You know, that's it right there. So you can grab it. Watch it now or watch it later. That was the craziest experience right there. I ain't going to hold you. That shit was wild. But it was, you know, it was dope. It was dope. It was a dope experience. Why out of all places, like I went there, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. And it's only crazier because, like, you know, you hardly listen to the music, or you know, you heard about it, but you ain't really into it or really listening to it or keeping up with the scoreboard with whatever was going on down there. So
yeah, I don't know if it was I don't know if it even came from the fact of because I know once he had passed, I had watched some stuff on him passing away, and like I seen the little video of what happened. But when I was in the experience, and I seen it from the experience of being in the mushrooms on the mushrooms. I thought it was 4ACO. I think it was mushrooms. I ain't sure, but I was looking down from above, like it was fucking crazy. I was looking at it from above, like from the top, bro, from
Like
a
the
top
bird's
view.
eye, the
Yeah, like
bird's
a
eye
bird's eye,
view.
like a bird's eye. And then like it just was like, bro, he was like, man, look, it's just an act. We all just, it's an act that, and that was the crazy part. It was just like it was an act, and then just watching it, that's what it seemed like. It was like a fucking movie. Like everybody just playing this weird ass game. But I don't know. And I'm going.
It's a weird game, but if you think about it, even when people play Call of Duty and stuff, all you really doing is really loaded into that little reality just to knock people down.
Yeah.
Whether you get killed, but you do it all over again. It ain't like when you lose, you're like, I quit. I don't want to play this no more. People still jump back into it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try another round and try to get first place or something.
Yeah, but
see if I can do it this time.
But it's crazy because all in all, no matter what game you play, like you be really living that shit. You feel me? Because we get so caught up in the game, bro. You ever been playing the game and somebody walk past the screen and it cut off your vision of what you doing on the TV? You be hot. Hey, man, what are you doing? And I'm going to get killed. This is live. This is like I'm playing Call of Duty. This is live right now. I can't pause this. And you just going to take your time and walk past the screen. I done got killed. Got to start all over. But I'm just saying, like, we be into it. Like, we become the game as we playing it. Like, that's another thing that I seen, like, off the 4ACO. Every game I was playing, bro, it was like I was in the game. Like, it put me inside the game like I was in the screen running around. No controller. I was the dude that I was playing as the game, and I'm going. That's why it kind of messed me up when I was the army dude and I was shooting. And I was shooting. I go over the Hummer. I start shooting because it was like flipped on its side. And like the other dude, he was like to the left of me shooting that way. And then I came back down and like after I start shooting and I'm looking and I'm going, hold on, bro, this shit is not real. Where am I at? Like this is not my reality. Like this ain't my reality. I was doing the same thing with basketball and then go, wait, hold on, this ain't my reality. But it was like all these different things that I stored within myself because, when you go into like playing 2K, you build your player. You feel me? Your player lives through you. Whichever player it is you build, that motherfucker live through you. You bring that thing to life. And that thing exists within you somewhere. Your created player exists within you in your mind right now. He think he real. Just like that. It was like he thought he think he real. Because to him, he's using your mind though. Which I think is like a part of it. Like the game is using our mind to think and bring itself to life. It's using our feelings, our emotions, all our stuff in order to be. I don't know. That shit is crazy, bro. I think I don't like talking about it a lot because you lost your mind. You sound fucking crazy. Like you sound crazy. You just sound crazy as hell. I ain't even knowing. Like you off it, bro. You done lost it. And it's like, I know, but shit. Like, lost it.
They say you definitely lost it if that's all you could talk about. If that's the only thing you can talk about in a loop, like, when other things in reality is happening, but you can still loop back to that. Like, that they say you lost it. But if it ain't the only thing you could talk about, I don't feel like we even partially lost our mind, but not to the full extent. Being in that,
you lose
loop.
You kind of lose touch of this reality.
I got one durable arm.
For real?
Yes.
It's your left one.
No, it's not right.
Oh.
Because every single injury my arm sustained It always recovered instantly. Look,
Oh yeah.
look at this.
Oh, you use a fast healer. Use a.
No, I'm talking about only on this side.
Oh.
This whole side.
So you heal faster on that side than that side?
Yes.
That is wild. How'd you get that power?
Now look. I had a whole gash right here from when I fell.
And it's gone?
No, it's like down to here now.
Oh yeah. Gonna have to teach me that one. But
Oh, Dad, it's because I learned this one breathing technique.
don't tell Exile that.
You breathe in deep, just letting you know through your nose.
Through your nose.
Yes.
Taking that good prana.
What does that mean?
Prana?
Yeah.
Air. Life force.
You breathe it all the way in while you're jogging, and then you just let it out through your mouth.
Oh.
Like in a slow motion.
And then it helps your body heal faster?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start trying that, but you gotta go because I'm live right now.
But either way, so basically I grabbed the thing to my bed. I started turning around. All you see is this. My arm is twisted like we went 1, 2, 3, and then 4.
And it didn't come off?
Hmm?
Your arm didn't come off.
Oh no, my hand didn't let go.
Oh.
Then I was like half at 4.
Oh.
I almost hit 5. It was kind of dope though.
Oh yeah, that
I
is.
just kept going like this, turning around and turning around.
Blake ready,
Oh, yeah.
true. He's like, man, my dad been home for a couple hours now, man.
Man, I wouldn't have picked him up from school.
I love
He's
you,
like,
Dad.
man, it's
I
time
love
for us to
you
go
too.
play these games, Dad.
Forget
Forget this
It's
live,
been a while.
man.
Yeah, I'll talk to you when I'm done, okay? Yeah, he like, man, shoot, I ain't seen
Ready
you all
now.
day. He
Yeah,
took me
like,
to school,
man, 'cause
picked
if you
me
stay
up
on
from
here
school.
for another hour, we only gonna have 2 hours before I go to sleep.
That boy be trying to have me watch anime every day. We watch anime tonight,
What?
right, Dad? I'm like, dang.
What anime he got you on right now?
Not the Hunter. It's Hunter something.
Oh, the
and-
Hunter X Hunter.
Yeah,
Like
Hunter
that.
X Hunter, and then it's another one. Remember, I was telling you about the one dude that got the powers. He got to talk to a girl or something like that, lick her ear, or do
Yeah,
other weird
I
shit.
still got to figure out which one that was. I still got to figure out.
I'm
which
gonna have
What's
to
up,
ask
yo?
him when he comes. What's up with it, Cryo? Cryo probably know what it is.
Cry Israel. Cry Israel for still know what it is.
What's what?
That
The one-
anime where dude get powers by touching butts and licking earlobes or whatever.
Oh,
or like
I could
having
probably
some
find
type
it.
of-
there's a superhero that gets not a superhero, an anime character that gets powers by basically having sex, pretty much, or
Yeah,
touching women. Or
Oh,
I know it's
nah.
gonna. I know it's gonna get up to that because it ain't got there yet. Because he's been going further and further with the girls, and I'm like, going, Blake, this is what you. I'm like, bro, you be watching this stuff? He like, Dad, come on now. I don't watch that part. Rick and Morty is worse than this. And I'll be like, no, it ain't. He be like, South Park is worse than this. He said, he was saying, Dragon Ball Z the same, Dad. Dragon Ball Z like that. And I was like, nah, you tripping. And then, that Cryo, that's what happened. Remember, he go to get something, and it was something he had to do, but then he was telling the girl, you feel me, like, to do something and like lift up your skirt. Remember, she lift up her skirt and showed her panties, and like he got the energy. And he was like, and then I went and I actually watched Dragon Ball Z, and then what's his name, Master Yoshi did that, Master whatever his
Master
name,
Roshi, yeah.
Master Roshi did that.
Master
I said, hey, to Bulma, when he first met Bulma, she was like, one of those, because that's when he first gave Goku the cloud, the little cloud thing. And she was like, you got to give me something. And he was like, all right, first you got to show me your underwear. And she showed him and he gave it to her. I said, what the hell?
Yeah.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah, that was the original
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. That was I think I put that on. I was like, what the hell? Dude, I was like, damn, I ain't know Dragon Ball was like this.
Yeah, I'm like, I must have forgot or something. Shit.
Or they just ain't show us, like they probably gave us like a director's cut on it, you know, when they put it on television. Probably ain't add that part or something.
Yeah, but every anime he been showing me been like that though. So, hey, girls with big boobies. I'm like, Blake, man, I'm happy that you ain't turned the other cheek. But at the same time, I'm going, I don't want you to grow up and be a pervert or nothing like that.
I need the.
It's like, I don't want you to grow up and be that. Hey, Cryo, I can't wait till that Transformers 1 drop, though.
I like the old Transformers where they had that one guy from Holes on it. That was pretty good. But I didn't like the later ones in that series.
Yeah, but the Transformers 1 is gonna have, it's gonna have the old school, like, the pink girl and the old school Megatron. I think they're gonna do it like the cartoon, the first cartoon remade. That's what it looked like it's gonna be. I haven't even seen the preview. I haven't seen the preview yet, though. I'm gonna have to go check out a preview because it come out in a couple of days.
So, would you ever be a Decepticon, Try? Or Decepticon Squad?
Nah, I want to make it so that life can prosper.
That's what the Decepticons is doing.
Nah, they're trying to kill everybody. They're genocidal maniacs. They try to destroy Earth.
Nah, they trying to, what's the name, bro? They ain't trying to destroy Earth. They trying to make Earth into their territory. For they people.
Yeah, they're trying to teach people about Jesus Christ, and y'all don't want to listen. So if y'all want to not want to listen, this is the wrath that comes with it.
Cause you can't lie though. You can't deny, Cryo, that the Decepticons didn't have the best powers.
I mean, they had cooler powers, but that don't make them better people.
Yeah, like, who was the first Autobot that could fly? Like,
Starscream?
No, Autobot.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember the Autobots, if you go back to the old school cartoon, like when I was little, the Autobots couldn't fly. You had the one giant ship that came into play and started, taking them over the galaxy or whatever. But that was the only one. That was the only one. All the Decepticons can fly. Every last one of them.
That's because they're God's angels, and the Optimus Prime in them is the one that got their wings clipped. They're the demons and the devils.
I said,
trying to trick the humans.
Trying to trick the humans.
Like they're the good ones. That's what Lucifer would do. Trick your ass.
Trick, huh? That's cold, huh? Yeah. Tricks is a whole different thing today, huh? It's a whole different thing today. But no, cause Soundwave was a damn beatbox. You feel me? Yeah, he could fly. They had all the coolest gadgets. All of them. That boy let out all them tapes. He had one. Rumble was the little mini dude. He had the pterodactyl. He had the dog. Then he came up with the lion. Bruh. The Decepticons had all the best powers on Transformers. I don't even know why. Probably because when you evil, huh, you can think of all kind of evil shit to do with some evil powers. Good powers, you just go, I just want to help.
Well, good powers can be used for evil, bro. Like, wasn't there a Autobot that went and turned into a Decepticon?
Oh, yeah. Yep. He said they need to make a Voltron movie. Exactly. Yeah, it was. I forgot which
Gonna
one.
lie,
Oh,
I
we
seen
live.
that Voltron.
Yeah, we live.
That
Right now.
Voltron on Netflix. It was pretty good until you watch the last episode and it just flips on you like, what the hell? You
They
wouldn't even have known.
they had a new Voltron cartoon.
Yes, it was like a Voltron anime on Netflix. It was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it, and then when I got to the last episode, they just did like a flip on me. I'm like, bruh, they did not have to do that scene, but that was crazy. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it.
Dang, I'm scared to go watch it now. I'm gonna watch it, then I'm gonna get to the last episode and say we ain't watching this one. I'm gonna have to go check it out though because that I was watching what's the name the Rick and Morty anime, but you have to read the screen, and I was tired. I said I'm turning this shit off. I ain't went back and watched that shit yet. I just never was into anime. What's the difference between anime and a real cartoon?
Nothing
Again,
to me.
Cryo.
I feel like it's all the same.
What happened to what?
What's the difference between an anime and a regular cartoon?
Anime is a certain drawing style for Japanese cartoons and animations. It's if it doesn't have the drawing style, it's not anime. It has to be flat, 2D, have the
Yeah.
really accentuated colors and stuff. But I think the
Oh.
main
used
thing is the way that they draw their faces. That's what really makes it anime.
We used to call it Japanimation, and then
Yeah.
they shortened it to anime.
Okay, he said
Damn.
Japanimation.
Yeah, my old school teacher used to always say, "Don't call it anime, it's Japanimation."
Yeah, Japanimation.
Damn.
Dang. Yeah, that is kind of, I ain't going to say it, but you know.
You know,
What school you went to, Cryo?
I went to P. Sherman Wallaby Way, Sydney 42.
Was that on Saturday?
University.
And why I have to have a P. Diddy in it?
Oh no, you're not bringing up my trauma, man. Come on.
Anime was taboo way back. So Dragon Ball Z ain't considered anime?
It is anime.
Oh, okay.
It was a cartoon to us. We just looked at it like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't really.
Yeah.
Hey, this is anime. This is cartoon. Like all that stuff is really cartoon to me. They ain't finna.
Once
tell
it
me
once
what
it
to
hits a
call
certain level of popularity, you feel me? It stops being just an anime. It starts being like pop culture, and then people don't care if it's an anime because it's so popular.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was watching Dragon Ball Z over 20 years ago. Literally. Over 24 years ago. Before I had my first child, I was watching Dragon Ball Z. That's what's crazy. And then, you know, now I see the kids into it, and then my son into it, and then I go and I show him how old the fucking shit is. He be like, hell no. I ain't watching this no more. Why? Like, why? It just came out a long time ago. You feel me? Dragon Ball Z is still the shit. What's your favorite anime, Cryo?
That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, dang. Slime life, huh?
It's a good anime because this young guy dies of like overwork or a tragic accident or something, and he gets reborn in this dark cave as a slime that doesn't know how to do very much.
Yeah.
But he has a special ability where he can eat stuff and absorb its potential, and then that turns into a power that lets him do whatever he wants, basically.
Oh, wow. Wait, and what
yeah,
is it called?
It's pretty awesome. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's got 3 seasons. It's really good.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody was telling me about that anime back in like 2018. It's the most amazing anime coworker too.
It's pretty good. The newer episodes are a little bit boring at this part of the show, so I stopped watching it. But I'm gonna get through them. I just got to get to the good part again.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's pretty plot heavy, but the earlier episodes are all bangers. 100%.
I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to show Blake. Cause that, well,
Any
is it-
any animes you watch, Cryo, that showed the psychedelic experience?
There's a couple of them where it
One of the
kind of is
characters.
psychedelics. One of them would be like Avatar but that's not really an anime. That's made in America. It's kind of an anime though.
Damn,
Not
because
Top.
it's made in America,
What's
it's not an anime no more. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how it works. It has to be made by Japanese people, otherwise it's not an anime. That's how it works. It's a cultural piece.
Yeah,
So
the big homie didn't show
like, if-
that.
Big Chill in the villain.
Yeah.
Tell him about that
You remember
Canadian
Sokka?
anime that they had before.
Sokka ate the
Japanese.
cactus
Yo, but
juice.
that's not true, man. You ain't got to be Asian to create anime, man. That's racist, man.
No,
There's
you
a
have
lot
to make it
of- there's a lot of black people and a lot of white people. My granddaughter is half black and half white, and she's a great anime artist. She's been making money off anime the past 20 years, and she ain't Japanese or Chinese, not that I'm aware of. That's a
Exactly.
racist remark, Cryo. You should
No,
retract
what
that
I'm saying
statement.
is it's not anime. It's
I love
anime
you, brother. I love
style. It's like trying to make.
Not anime.
You know how champagne has to be made in France? Anime has to be made in Japan. That's how it works. There was a lot of controversy over the making of the Avatar
So what the fuck you
original
talking
Airbender
about
show.
sushi? So if you don't, if you make sushi in North America, it ain't sushi.
No.
What
Well,
about
it's
Wagyu
American
beef? Just because I eat Wagyu beef in America, it ain't Wagyu? Oh my gosh, I'm getting ripped
No,
off.
it probably you can't raise Wagyu in America. You gotta raise it in Japan.
Big, hey, Master Creator. Hey, you know this, right? Big Chill don't be talking about Drake no more.
Oh.
Big Chill don't say nothing about Drake no more. You feel me? He don't even want Drake to pull up to the house or nothing.
Waiting for Drake to pop back out, man.
I'm good, man. Drizzy's
Drake gotta
good.
have his own back.
Drizzy's good,
He has
man.
his back, man.
Y'all could have the NFL. What's that? Super Bowl, man. We got that World Cup shit happening, man.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now, man. Come on.
Hey,
Here you
Round
go
three,
with this
round
weed,
three.
man.
Round 3. Canada.
ain't
Canada.
no
We the
round
North.
3. Ain't no round 3. He can't just keep losing. He just need to hang it up and just say, you know, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't battling nobody no more. I'm done. And just keep making good music
going
like
back
he
to
been
acting.
doing.
Please, man. What's up, Drizzy? This is gonna go viral. Hashtag Drizzy. What's up, Drizzy? Big Chill here at Brown Bricks Finest. Yeah, man. Drake is king, man. Drake
I
is
ain't
coming back. Man.
Hey, bro,
All right.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been loving Drake music since Drake first came out. But yeah, he just Kendrick made him look like Puff Daddy though, like the light skinned P Diddy.
No, man, that's Kendrick's people. Kendrick and Diddy is down like
Yeah.
crazy.
He just made Drake look like the light skinned P Diddy.
Drake and Diddy been fighting forever. So yeah, that's a good thing, man. Drake dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
He's lucky.
Yeah.
He's lucky
Yeah,
there, man.
Diddy actually slapped Drake in the club or something, I heard.
Yeah, they've had beef
Slapped
since the
him
jump,
up
man.
in the club.
Since the jump, because Diddy tried to bid for Drake, and it didn't work out. So he was pissed
What's
off.
up with
from
your
the jump.
favorite basketball player partying with Diddy, though? True? LeBron.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. James, King himself.
that's
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, man. What that's for?
he
He
left.
had a smile on his face when he said it too. He was on FaceTime with him.
Man, he left when the Western name. He left when the team left. He was there with the whole team. He was there with the whole team. Steph was there. Wait, hold on. Let me go see right now. I bet Steph was
Steph
at
left early for sure.
it.
Had to leave early.
Steph Curry at a Diddy party.
You know, his girl didn't let him stay at the after party, at the after hours, so he had to dip when he got too crazy. But guess who was still there, drunk as fuck? LeBron Lane.
Man, he didn't go in the room with the baby oil. He didn't.
I thought they was lying, putting it on thick too when they said they found thousands of bottles. You think that's real? Or they just
Yeah.
putting it on thick
Hell
to
yeah, that
add,
shit real.
Salt to the burn.
They had the pictures. They had the video. Wait, let me see.
You don't think that was AI or nothing?
No, that was the
Yeah.
feds. The feds telling everything now. That was the feds. And the feds said, "No, we about to let it. Y'all think we just got him for nothing? We about to let it all. Look at all this baby oil. He could have been a baby oil sponsor. He didn't even know. He could have got paid from that. That alone.
Really? Oh, man. They only found like 3 AR-15s.
Yeah, that ain't that.
You can find that in a park. Find that behind a dumpster, man. They putting it on thicker than what it is, man.
They can find 3 AR-15s in the park, huh? Everybody just ran off and left them like they was hiding. You feel me? Let's see. Wait, hold on. Watch. I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. Diddy 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. Right here. Oh yeah. See, they got a whole picture of it, Master. They got the. Hey, how the hell? What did the police do? Did the feds count them? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's count these. Let's count these baby oil bottles. It's a gang of them, though. Let me see if I can. Yeah, they better stop playing with Diddy like that. And then people like he better take a plea deal because he ain't gonna be able to beat the case. I mean, all that baby oil, he could have just slipped right out of them handcuffs. I'm just saying. Now you're gonna be apologizing for the baby oil. Well, what happened was I was giving away baby oil for free. Trick Daddy, they said, wait, Trick Daddy said something about it. You probably was at a Diddy party. I'm like, did 50 Cent ever say anything about that? Dang. 1,000 lube. Diddy just had every flavor of baby oil. He was like the miniature baby oil Walmart type shit. That is crazy, bro. You gotta be out your damn mind. Ghost OG. Wait. Oh, the Ghost OG. No, I just smoked that. I don't even be remembering what the stuff be called. But I told you, I thought she had smoked that blunt. She didn't. She just gave it to me. I blew like half of it. What is this stuff called? What you smoking, Big Chill? What is this? What tea? It's the premium top shelf flower. Wait, what is this? Oh, okay, yeah. No? Oh, yeah, Great Babe. I'm tripping. His name was right there. But yeah, the Great Babe. That's what I just smoked. The Graper Aper. I think I got it because of the smell. It smelled so good. It smelled like some fire. It smelled good, but you know, it ain't got that kick. That 1-2 punch. You feel me? And I ain't
gonna make you say that sounds powerful right there.
Yeah, like that's some grapes. It got the taste though, but you know how everything, you know, don't have the grand, like they have the name, but it just don't have. You can just barely taste it.
Yeah,
you taste it a little bit because they mixed it.
That original purple taste.
Yeah, you can barely taste it though. That's this shit. Oh, Big Chill had to leave. Drake called you, Big Chill. I got the phone call from Drake. Telling me about Puff Daddy.
They still say you're losing the battle, brother. You need to get back in it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, Master Creator, I'll be having to talk about a gang of other stuff. it was like you said, because like I was at that point one time, like to where I was just so deep into psychedelics. Like everywhere I went, that's the only thing I could talk about. It's like it didn't matter. Didn't matter
I've
where I
been there.
was. Like, hey, you tried mushrooms? yet?
Everybody be looking at you like you changed and you just got turned out and you're just like he be tripping now. You talk to him lately? Because basically you ain't on the same program, but at the end of the day, like the program wasn't even it to begin with.
Yeah.
But you're so outside the program, like, because sometimes you would still be inside the program or you can still communicate, but if that's all you talking about, they start looking at you crazy.
Like
bruh,
hella weird. Like,
that's
come on
all he
now.
talking about.
Can you pass
Until
the-
they try it, until they try it.
Yeah, then they really be
They be on the
calling you
same
like,
height.
hey, man, you feel me? I took this is what happened. It's like, yeah, I told you. But all right. It's Gucci. It's Gucci. It's Gucci. I think once you kind of get out of it, it's like, dang, you feel me? I can't just talk about that all the time. Stuck just talking about nothing but psychedelics to everybody. I didn't care who they was. Like, have you took mushrooms before? It's like, nigga, I'm the police. Oh shit, my bad.
Like, nephew, I know you only 8 years old, but have you ever had a psychedelic experience? Like you ever fell on your head and just got out your body?
Man.
Like, dang.
But and it's crazy because when you go back to to the world of talking to people in the world, you gotta talk like them, because you get to talking like this, bro. They be thinking I'm off the rocker. Like this he ain't said nigga not once. Like who is he now? who is he now? He's not the same person.
He don't even dress the same. Where the fuck is Jordans and shit at?
Man, like, he don't even be
Why is he
spiffy
walking
down.
around in Crocs?
Yeah, and
Why is he
Crocs
wearing
and
Crocs
shit.
with no socks on?
Like who
Where the
does
fuck
that?
is his socks?
Oh, you talk to Book. Book changed. Book ain't the same. Like you a crackhead or something. He changed. He ain't the same. You feel me? I don't know. I think it's that shit. He on that shit. It's like I am on that shit. I have changed, and that's good though. See?
Yeah.
But you gotta start getting back into reality and making yourself fit back in, because it's like, okay, let me listen first and see where the room is at, so I can just jump in and talk about what they talking about.
Exactly. Because you would take that trip anyway, and it'll have you to where you wanna definitely get back into all the BS. And let me see what's the hottest song on the radio. Let me program my brain. Because I just don't want to go back to whatever that oneness feeling is.
See, you got to deal. Yeah, I
Let
try
me
to go.
deprogram this oneness.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I go back and I reprogram myself to fit back into reality. I go watch the raunchiest of the raunchiest.
Yeah. I've been watching this Baddie season. I'm on like season 4 right now. Caribbean.
You feel me? Like
Right.
you gotta
Baddie's Caribbean.
the raunchiest of the raunchiest. You just to try to get back in touch with reality, because it's like, man, what's up with it, Rich?
So with it flat out rich.
Checking you guys out. I finally caught a live. Hey man, I'd love to chime in on that. The whole like, just giving everyone the psychedelic Jesus ear beating. I think we
Yeah.
all go that way. Yeah, man. Guilty. Like 2010 through 2012, I went hard, and it carried over. And people get tired of it, and it kind of. They get tired of it because here's a couple things, man. Your experience, your dream. This is cool, man. We're chatting. We're here.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, but people at work, my mom, my friends, a lot of them, they don't want to hear about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard another. Let me break that down a bit. I heard it this way, man. It's not that you're dealing with people who are asleep or NPCs or perhaps maybe that's what's going on a different channel or a different download or a different vibe, but I've heard this saying a couple different ways. It's like, dude, don't teach pigs to fly. It doesn't work and it bothers the pig. Now, you're not trying to teach pigs to fly, so maybe that one doesn't work. But when you're coming at people like that, another way maybe is like people who are asleep. Don't wake them up. They'll wake themselves up, man. They're grown men and women. Maybe kids is different. I don't have kids, but they'll wake up when they want to. I think Jesus kind of approached this as well. I went to I frequent my local church. I read my Bible. Mark 4, I think, verses 8 through 10. And I'm not trying to spout. I know people believe different things, but the Bible is a book. It's the most well-read. So I'm going to reference it here. In Mark 4, I think it's passage 4, 8 through 10, the disciples are like, dude, why are you talking in parables? It was I don't know if you guys are familiar with the seeds that scatter, and some find fertile ground. Other ones get choked out by thorns. The birds get some. The other ones get scorched. And it's talking about the word. We can move this around. It could be your experience, your download, whatever you took from it. But the word, let's just go with that, which is a biblical reference. And the disciples are like, why are you speaking to us in parables? He's like, dude, if you guys can't understand this, you ain't going to understand anything. But further, a couple more lines in, he's like, dude, I'm talking in parables so that they'll hear, or they'll listen but not hear, see it but not understand, lest they be saved. It's a crazy passage, but it's kind of on that same line of teaching pigs to fly or waking people up when they're sleeping. Dude, they're going to be, it's none of your business, and they're going to be pissed up. And what did you expect? So I know I kind of went on and on, but
no, you good.
You'll know who's ready. Like McKenna said, sorry if I'm dominating the talk here, but like McKenna said, like your job is to find the others, right? This is your little temple, your little kingdom, your experience that you're carrying with you. People will ask. I found out the hard way, man. And over the years, the decades, I've really found out it doesn't do you any good. People don't want, and I'm guilty of raving about 9/11, the Federal Reserve, Bitcoin. The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, on and on and on.
But you can drop hints. You can. I'm a little off topic here, but what I like the way you guys were steering this was okay. And I've hopped on here before and said this, like, dude, it's chop wood, carry water. And like my mom said to me, like, well, why did you do any of this? Why did you smoke the DMT? Why did you take them? And why this whole journey? And again, back to the Bible, it's kind of like a prodigal son thing. We all go down different paths, get distracted, get caught up in our own programming, our own culture, education system, money problems, divorces, whatever. And for some reason, this one's on the menu and it works for some people. I heard this one recently, maybe McKenna, maybe on this, I don't know. But, psychedelics are for everybody. They're what is it? They're for everyone, but they're not for everybody. They're for anyone, not for everybody.
That's my saying.
I'll zip my lip here, but I've been struggling with this for years, and it takes a lot. It's like holding back a horse. I'm an energetic dude. You want to spread the word. I think that's good. I think it's a good indication, or for the people who are here, the 6 people who are here, people who are listening, that we want to talk about this stuff. That it had impact. It had meaning. Maybe not the content of the experience, but like where you want to go with it in real life. And like McKenna said, it's useless to have. Maybe not, but he did. I believe he said it's kind of useless to go to the well, the 5 grams, the DMT, the breakthrough, whatever, and then not bring anything back. You can either sing, dance, write, express, share. And, I do think that's a huge part of it, but I don't think it's the whole story. And actually, I've been eavesdropping. I never catch the live. Most people don't know. But on the replay, you guys were talking about, kind of coming back in integrating this stuff. Great. Like everything I just talked about and everything we have been talking about. But also, I think it was maybe last night, 2 nights ago, this week anyways, dude, it's okay to do this stuff recreationally. True. I really like what you were saying. You're like, yeah, I get a batch of mushrooms, I take a half gram, and then maybe a gram. Maybe I'll do it at 1.5 every single day or whatever. There is no wrong way to do this. You don't have to stam it stacked with niacin and lion's mane and 4 on and 3 off and 5 grams every time, or the breakthrough. So I'll wrap it up here, man. But I these conversations I've been peering in on, like I said, I usually catch it after the fact, so I can't chime in. But really,
I guess you.
And yeah, I'll zip it up here, man. I'd love to hear what else you guys have to say on these matters.
Yeah, I think
we want to hear what you want to say.
Yeah, we always. That's what's crazy. Whenever somebody come in, we want to listen. You on to something?
I'm all over the place. I'm coming at this from a background like many decades of let's just call it gardening, indoor, outdoor, greenhouse. I'm up in Northern California, and went hard. And and what I found, maybe it was the mushrooms. This is around 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 5-year period. And what I found was I love smoking. I love edible cannabis is one of my favorites. The whole thing. But what I really found was working with the plant. Dude, it was this whole other level, and really what I want to, I don't hear a lot of tech talk on here and stuff like that, but anyone out there, anyone listening, I hear a lot, or online, maybe not in this conversation, maybe not in this community, but I hear a lot of, how do I find this stuff? How do I do this? How do I do that? Man, get into it. You can extract this stuff. There's legal stuff online. Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. There's a million texts. You can extract your own beans, acacia, mimosa. It's so much fun. And I know this is a different topic than what we were just talking about a minute ago, but like this journey, this process, I actually like working with the stuff. And I know this isn't a cultivation channel or whatever, but I'd love to hop on or hear if there's anyone in the group right now, a couple things, how you guys are integrating with the community to find like liquid cultures or spore prints. You guys just hopping online and finding this stuff? I guess I should have led with this.
It was
more
it was a time to where we were like, kind of sharing spore prints like when I was growing at the time, but I only grew like a few times and I kind of stopped.
Okay.
I just kind of.
I was curious.
I just wanted to see if I could do it. And once I did it, it was like, shit. I did it. Now I can go buy some.
I heard yeah, like I said with cannabis, I've been so out of the game for so long. It's once you, again, I'm not trying to incriminate anyone else here or whatever, but like if you're involved in just the process of producing your own shit, whatever it is, there's something to it, and there's something in the experience as well. I heard a trip report, not on this channel, it was somewhere else, and the dude's like talking to the mushrooms, some breakthrough alien abduction. On like 5+ grams, I think it was, in the breakthrough, and he's on the operating table, and they're taking something out of his spine. He's completely blown away. He's like, I didn't think this was even possible. And he asked them, he's not in pain or anything, but he's like, during this alien abduction, during a breakthrough, he's like, why are you guys being so nice to me? And they're like, dude, we're being nice. You were so nice to us. We were, whatever it was, locked in a little baggie in the top drawer somewhere, and you fucking brought us out and rejuvenated us and brought us back to life. So we're gonna hook you up. Yeah. I heard this the other day. I was like, man, this is wild.
Crazy.
I'm curious. I should have led with this. I'm curious what you guys think, and I know it's been debated, and I'm sure we wouldn't get to the end of the discussion here, nor would we want to, but. What do you, just anyone's take in the forum here, what do you think this is? Is it just the chemical breaking down your subconscious versus your ego, and now they're in communication and you're looking at two different things? Do you actually think these mushrooms are talking to me? Or you or anyone? I mean, I get the feeling that there's an actual, I can feel these things in my stomach, specifically when I eat them and chew them.
Yeah.
And swallow them. I feel them wiggling. Maybe it's just my digestive tract and peristalsis, and this is just natural biology. But like, dude, I feel these things singing out to me from like my inner, like my solar plexus when they're going through my digestive, when I eat them. I'm not talking about ground up, not ground up in caps or parachuting them
Just
for
chilling.
lemon tech or tea or chocolate, but like eating them. You can eat them with chocolate, but specifically when you eat them and don't eat anything else and don't drink a lot of water. And I read this in Don Juan's book once. They were doing peyotes. Like, you know, you eat it, we'll let you rinse your mouth, but you don't drink any water, and it like sticks to your fucking ribs or something. And anyways, I'm off. But
I feel like sometimes, like when you eat them like that, you can feel them going down. And you're right. Like once they hit your stomach, bro, I feel them going through my veins and everything. I just feel like as I'm digesting them, like I can feel them just going through my veins, like literally.
I know. Yeah, like it's like a feeling thing. But like I got buddies who do for like festivals or whatever. They love their tea. They'll make like you'd make iced tea or sun tea, and they bring it in a big mason jar, you know, quarter ounce, half ounce, whatever. But they like strain them and get rid of all the like that's
the magic.
Yeah, and
the
I'm
magic
like,
we're getting rid of.
And I also heard, I don't know, I haven't read. I can't believe it's shameful. I don't even own a copy of the Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss, the Terence McKenna and Dennis McKenna story.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, and it's referenced in video, so I haven't read the book, but McKenna had a really tough trip in like '89 or late '80s, and he shied away from mushrooms, you know, and this was a surprise to me coming across this stuff in single-digit 2000s. Maybe I'd heard about McKenna in the '90s, but let's say the single-digit 2000s, and he had this really scary experience. It really shook him to his core, really, and he steered, and he steered away, and you know, like all of us men, I'm sure there's some women in this forum here now too, but like, you know, you struggling for truth and being like thought, word, and deed. If those things are congruent, you're a real man type thing.
Yeah.
And he was, you know what I'm right? Your imagination, your empathy and intuition, the three brains, your head, your heart, your gut, all that good stuff. Kind of this trilogy theme. But you know, he's out on the road. He's had a troubled marriage. He put himself on the map with mushroom cultivation, launched by this story down in the Amazon. You know, divorce. But he's an author, a speaker, and he's out there, you know, not like a Timothy Leary. I don't think he ever came off like that to me. He's just right place, right time, right guy, but he was the one talking about it. And if he doesn't believe in it, I heard he struggled with it. I didn't read the book, so I'm kind of telling tales out of school here, but I have heard it referenced by Dennis and others online.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really struggled with it, but
I heard Dennis.
Really
I heard Dennis talking about that and saying, you know, even saying that he wasn't doing it when he was talking about it, but I forgot what reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, and then the other part, and you know, not that any of this is true or I don't know, but he did, however, and I believe Dennis said this. He didn't fuck with the mushrooms anymore, but he did take psilocybin, like a la, you know, the Hoffman, the Sandoz psilocybin tab. And if you listen to some of his later lectures, in the early '90s, it's hard because I don't always have a timeline when you're listening to, you know, whatever. I'm going to pull up Terence McKenna, like, check out this lecture. Oftentimes, I don't know if it's from 1989. Sometimes you can tell by the production, if it's like in a little basement or something, or whatever, like, okay, this is the early '80s. This is the late '80s, and some of the other stuff he was doing with music and Alien Dreamtime was in the early '90s. But if you can never categorize it, some of his later work, he does start referencing, instead of the 5 dried grams, the heroic dose, he's often referencing 30 grams of psilocybin. He stops referencing mushrooms. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. There's thousands of hours of this stuff out there. I've listened to it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's dude. And last time I was on here, True, you hooked me up and let me talk. I was talking about salvia and like all sorts of stuff. But you were talking. Yeah, I can go on, dude. You were talking about 4-ACO. That's kind of, I'm like, dude, what is going on here? 4-ACO, psilocybin, mushrooms, doing tea and getting rid of the. I'm really trying to get down to this, like what is the body of this thing? Like, what is the, not necessarily the entities, man. I've run through them. I've seen, it takes different form. Clowns, jokers, jesters, some really fucking weird, scary shit, everything in between on multiple substances. But again, I can feel these things, like you said, like coursing through your vein. There was one time, man, anyone who wants to jump in, I'll shut up anytime you want, but it sounds like you guys are cool with letting me roll.
Yeah,
but
we just letting you go.
Yeah, man. The first 5 gram one I did, again, I'll reference McKenna. I'm almost embarrassed to tell this stuff, but like I must have been I must have been in my late 30s, and I've heard a lot of people. Just as a side note, I've heard a lot of people on these streams or in this forum or in this Discord like, I'm 38 or I'm this or I'm that. And I'm like, that sounds about right. That sounds about right, like 38. And then I hear some other dudes like our age. I think you're older. I'm in my 50s.
No, I'm 49.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, but away from that 38 period where you're not a teenager, you're not in college, you're not experimenting, you're like an adult, and you've kind of come back to it. It almost seems full circle. Then there's a backing off, and I'm wondering if there's a natural progression of moving through these things. Maybe it's a cultural thing or whatever. But I've noticed in the 50s. I guess I should have led with this.
Rich, have you ever thought about the fact, okay, if you can take mushrooms and you can synthesize it and go to the same place, like how could it be the mushrooms?
I don't know. I don't have any experience with the 4-ACO or the synthetics. I'm just kind of, again, I don't have a better saying, but kind of telling tales out of school, like, oh, well, I heard. And it's like the worst fucking advice ever you can give to yourself. Like, well, I saw it online, so it must be true. That leads to a whole world of trouble. That's how I got in trouble with 5 dried grams and found out the hard way. And I ate those. And like I said, it was a revisit. I was kind of like, okay. It was like right around. I have to tell this story. The whole 2012 thing was coming up. So we're like 2009, 10, 11. And somehow the 2012 thing was on the radar. And I came across, I was at some New Age bookstore or something, Daniel Pinchbeck's book about 2012. But he had another one, Breaking Open the Head, mushroom stories on Amanita muscaria, salvia, DMT, and somehow hopped online and a McKenna lecture, and now I'm fascinated. I'm in. Once I heard McKenna, I'm like, dude, I've heard this guy's voice before. What is this DMT? 5 dried grams? I'm like, okay. I'm a tough guy, and assembled the necessary materials. And when I laid these things out, man, like he's like, lay them out and look at them and roll 3 bombers and do a fucking Catholic, survey of your conscience, and that's what you do for the first hour. Like the whole point here is like I just took it as gospel. Like, oh, nothing can go wrong. I wrote down on a piece of paper like, you can't die from this. You're not dying, and you'll just feel like you're dying. So I could reference it. Dude, thank God I did. Dude, when this stuff hit like a fucking tidal wave, I thought I turned into a mushroom. Freezing cold, wet. I just had visions of like I'm turning into a fucking mushroom. Freaking out. Hands locked, and I think a lot of it was the hyperventilation, but like couldn't breathe, stripped my clothes off. Like I thought I had lost my mind, and it wasn't until I was like essentially in my underwear and collapsed on the couch that it was like it built up. It was surrounding me like, and it in my mind's eye I saw like a grape right where your pineal, like right dead center of my skull, my brain. If we were to cry, like right in center. And just in my mind's eye, I saw a grape expand, or something expanding to the size of a grape. And then it just, not loud, not painful, didn't hurt, but it was like a distinct, like just like squashing a grape in your 2 fingers or something like that. And I've got all my breath back and went fucking full, like a breakthrough on mushrooms, man. This is something special. And I don't know why I was telling the story, but that's when. I'm not sure why I'm telling any of these stories, but look,
this is the channel, man, where we just vent. Okay, we just talk. Like that's the best part about it. You're not trying to look for something to say. You know what you want to say. Just say it. This is what you're doing.
Yeah,
Just say it. Let it ride.
No,
And you're definitely not alone with the experiences too. Like even when you talk about your experiences, it just takes me back. Like I could be listening to your story and I could start remembering my trip. Like damn, I remember that.
it's funny though. You hop on these, or I listen to them, and everyone's talking about their story. Everyone's telling their stories, and I'm like, oh man, I always feel like I'm on like the freshman squad or the JV team. Like, oh man, these guys are having these blowout experiences.
Wow,
but it doesn't. To me, again, I don't know if this is true enough, but it doesn't seem to matter as long as it's special to you, if it's spectacular to you, if it speaks to you, if it hit you, because you can't share it anyways. Or well, let me back up. A whole different conversation about group psychedelics, man. That's a whole different. The mind meld, group states of telepathy, and this whole. I didn't take McKenna seriously, and I experienced this in the late '80s. I Grateful Dead, 16, fucking like high dose LSD. Never a level 5 breakthrough, like, oh, I'm in a simulation, or like completely, but like 3.5, 4+ experiences at a very young age, like in public with music going, like high fucking dose LSD. And because the Dead used to come around. Well, I don't need to lecture you guys, but like the Dead used to come around, and there was this bit that came around. It was the '89 tour, and there were these sheets of Woodstock paper, dude. Fucking, I've never seen acid like this since. It's just fucking clean and powerful. And these are young kids taking this, and the rest of the crowd. But that was the first time I started molding into other objects and items, like in public, like I'd stand next to this chick. I'd stand next to this chick, like this pregnant chick, and she was with her boy, and I could feel my fucking face pull, like almost like a magnet pulling over, and like my body. It was almost like it was trying. You ever looked at like I think it's called Carillion photography, and like sometime I've seen this other. Oh, here's your light body and your astral body, and it's like it's a uniform, but it like goes out in different colors, like a spectrum of light. Like, I'm up in the mountains, man. My connection sucks.
Oh yeah, it got better.
Oh well, maybe. Anyways, man, I remember standing next to this chick, and I was getting sucked into her. It was like gravity or like tractor beam, like, and it kept trying to pull my brain. It was trying to meld our consciousness, and it kept happening, and it was happening with large groups of people. I'm not telling this story very well, but again, I don't know how much age has to do with it, but this was very young. So I didn't know any better. The interesting thing about young psychedelic experiences, and I had some fucking Hall of Famers, like well before 18. You don't have anything with a kid when you're young. Now, when I was older, someone's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have eaten that much LSD. You wrecked your brain, your chromosomes." I'm like, I don't know if I buy into that. But then again, your brain, your psyche is unformed, and going too far, too quick. I've always wondered what the consequence was of that. But you don't have, when you're younger, you don't have the index of experience. Like when you're 8 years old, man, it's like the 8th summer. You're like, oh, it's just going to go on forever because you have 7 summers of experience, 2 of which you remember from age 5 up. When you're 16, you don't have the baggage. You don't have the broken heart, the divorce, most people, the financial disaster, the 8 broken arms. Like it all hasn't accumulated yet. But now this stuff is out there. So again, it's interesting. Every time I reinsert myself, I'm kind of on a reinsertion right now at age, just over 50. Yeah. I went hard in the late 30s. I went hard in the teens, and it seems like there's an appropriateness and a different approach. I wonder if there's any older cats on here right now, maybe in their late 40s or 50s, who've seen it the same way. Like it's an eye opener when you're a kid, but you got to be careful. Like I went in hard. Some people never come back.
Man,
there's still people out there.
They still out there right now.
But I wanted to bring it back around full circle to just this reintegration and what you guys were talking about, right? When I kind of hopped in, like, what do you do with this when you can't go to Thanksgiving dinner and it's like, fuck, I can't talk about Bitcoin, I can't talk about the Federal Reserve, I can't talk about fucking mushrooms, like, what have you been doing with your time? And I'm like, silent. It's hard. What do you guys do with this? I want to hand it over to someone else. How do you, or whatever topics you want, or I can tell other stories, man. I got plenty of them. But yeah, who else wants to talk?
Ozo sound like he was about to say something. What's up?
I'm
Ozo?
just laughing.
Just,
Man, 'cause-
Is Ozo on here?
yeah.
Yo, what up?
I'm not. Yeah, so my name's Rich, or flat out Rich, whatever you want to call me. Dude, I fucking listen to a couple of, like I said, I usually catch this stuff way after the fact, after you guys have spouted your stuff, but you had this one story. It's so funny. You have this one story and you're like, dude, it wasn't the one where you ate mushrooms.
What's up, Dasher?
And like sunk through your covers into your bed and then like went to the land of the lost with like the little Chaka guys. They were like little hairy, I don't know what you call them. Abominable snowmen, whatever they're called. But it was a different story. You're like, dude, I had this girlfriend. She's at my crib where, whatever. I give her a butcher knife. She sticks it under the mattress.
Yeah.
And fucking, you weren't tripping.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But you're like, dude, fucking like the dogs went nuts. I come around the corner and I'm laughing my fucking ass off because you're telling the story. You're like, dude, these little fucking 4 helmet head motherfuckers, like you thought they were cops or whatever. Maybe I'm mixing stories. I'm definitely fascinated with the land of the lost, and I want to talk about that. Dinosaurs, hydras meets it sounded really land of the lost, but that one with your girlfriend at the time, I'd love to hear more about that. And you were like, your fucking stories are hilarious. You're like, you're talking to your buddy or whatever, and you're like, dude, don't ever act like your fucking face wasn't hanging off when that fucking UFO pulled up and disrespected us all day. Just fucking, I'm laughing my fucking ass off. I'm like, I don't know if he's making this up, but you keep going. And these are from a while ago, a couple months back. This summer I heard it, and I was laughing my fucking ass. I was back in Massachusetts at my mom's house. I'm laughing my fucking ass off, and I'm like, this is pretty fucking scary, actually. Outside of that, I would like to hear more. I'd like to hear more about the real.
Yeah.
The more like the 3D space stuff, and just for me talking to myself, I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, is this stuff? McKenna, he's like, oh, dude, the Giants know, Wasson, all these guys, Leary. This stuff is animate. It fucking talks to you. Mm-hmm. But is it also possible that this stuff? Let me back up. Let me just lead with this. It seems like the mushrooms are like, dude, he couldn't fucking. I have a feeling in my gut like it knows what I can handle. And it's like, dude, he's not going to be fucking down with that. If like something in the real 3D space, so like it presents itself mostly under closed eyelids in a safe space, and then it'll go fucking wild, but it doesn't go too nuts in the rainbows and sunsets and cool colors and tracers and all this. But I'd love to hear more about this 3D thing and anyone else's take on. Do you think when you smoke this, like the waiting room on DMT, someone's like, oh yeah, I could feel the trip winding up, and then I was in this weird thing, and then, it fucking went. Is this stuff sussing you up? Like, does it run a fucking, like a computer scanning for viruses and trauma and baggage and being like, dude, he can't handle this, but he's seen all this. Like, here's his index of fucking pornography, fucking history, art, music, fucking all this fuck that, like the whole fucking gamut, dude. I'm being dead serious. The whole gamut of fucked up shit, and it's like, okay, this is like, because it's tailored. It fits me like a fucking glove. So I'll wrap it up here, but I'm like, dude, this guy is fucking hilarious. So it's fucking nuts. But I'd be pretty fucking scared. You tell a good story. I'd love to hear more if you wouldn't mind indulging me, my friend.
Nah, man, there's no problem, man. That's what we come here for. You know what I mean? It's to me, it's shocking that to even be able to experience something that like I told Booker all the time, like I was dragged around from my family members from church to church, and they're talking about God and this and that, and close your eyes and to pray and to He gives you answers and this, and I never heard nothing, never felt, never nothing. And it's always seems like it's your fault that that, or God or whatever. But as soon as I started taking shrooms because of this girlfriend that had she was having pancreatic cancer problems, and she was having near-death experiences, and I started looking into those things that led me down the rabbit hole of psychedelics being able to induce out-of-body experiences, and then leading me to Terrence McKenna and the 5 gram and the high dose range and all that other stuff. So when I'm a hard-headed person, so I felt like I wasn't gonna. I wanted to feel. I listening to Terrence McKenna. He's like a wordsmith, bro. So listening to him telling these stories, just expanding my consciousness without tripping on mushrooms. Listening to him speak, and I feel my brain just reaching for this shit. So when I went and took the first dose, I took 7 grams instead of 5, and the first time I took it, I immediately, it was friendly, just like he said. This shit is friendly to you the first time. It doesn't scare the shit out of you the first time. It tries to, give you like a good, I don't know. It's especially by yourself, and especially if you sat down and tried to do the research like I did. Like I watched the John Hopkins University research. I listened to how they did their protocol, and what they did and how they administered it and all this other shit. So I was like, let me just take 7 grams, fuck it. And so, those times that I did those things, I never knew that it was going to take me back to spirituality, like, because reality itself somehow works with the eyeballs, without the brain, without anything. I don't know if our consciousness is behind the eyelid or something, but whatever we look at stuff, just pouring in of information, of just answers of questions that you didn't know you had the question to, and the answer comes, and it's like speaking to something that's there, that it's like always there, that it's like this thing that they represent as God, or they perceive as God. And for me, it wasn't male, female, or a being. It was just everything around us is informational. It's like if we're inside of a computer, almost like if we're inside of a simulation that is not a simulation. It's like reality itself is made out of molecules and whatever it is that they call this this dark matter shit that we don't understand what it is. It's some type of a organic, it's a organic simulation or something. I don't know how to explain it, but um just how it is right now when we talk and we jump through um categories and stuff that are all connected, but they're intertwined, and the conversation just diverges left and right. But sticking on topic, I feel that when you take these mushrooms, things happen in certain places that are always there, happening at all times, happening, and we don't realize this shit until we take mushrooms, and then it seems like portals and things are happening, but it's like this shit is around us at all times. This is the shit that happens at Skinwalker Ranch. This is the shit that happens in other places that nobody sees it, and there's one person tripping, and they see in the movement in the shadows. Like I was explaining to someone, this is how easy I've had it happen to me, that I've been the one tripping on mushrooms. I see the things moving and stuff, and I try to keep my mouth shut, and I see these things, and I'm like, okay, there's stuff happening, but I'm looking at everybody else because I'm very analytical, and I'm always watching. And I see people, their hair starts standing up. They got cold chills. And the beings are in the room with us. They don't see them. I see them because I'm on shrooms. They feel them, but they don't see them. So it's like, these are the things that gave me the confidence of I'm not afraid of a lot of things in life. I've been the one to go to quarries with my friends that are like 7-story high to the water at the bottom, and I'll just jump off, and they be scared to death, thinking they're gonna fall. And it's like, I'm not afraid. So just being that way, a thrill seeker, like, what I mean? Like adrenaline, like, what I'm saying? Just willing to do stuff, what I mean? And just ride the wave. It's not like fear is not there. It's like I ride the wave of fear, and it's thrill and it feels like exciting, like instead of fear, like you know what I mean. And um, this happened to take me to a zone where I started seeing things, and when I seen them, I didn't spaz out or freak out because why would I jump and be afraid if it's invisible? Like if it's there, it's always there. It can't do nothing to me when I can't see it. So just because this is how my logic works. If I can't see it and it doesn't do nothing to me because I can't see it, just because I can see it now is not gonna change anything. This shit can't do nothing to me. It could try to attack me and it's just gonna go right through me like a ghost. Like what is the ghost gonna do to me? Unless I give it any substance that it could actually hurt me, like in a dream. If you get shot, like what happened with Booker, what happened with me, you get shot in a dream, you clench up and you wake up like and you still feel the pain, you still clenched, and it's like you fed into it, like you know what I mean, like it's and it'll happen to you. So I feel that um these beings, they exist on another existence, or they exist somewhere where we're like remote viewing somehow. And this is art that's already been deciphered, that people know how to do this, somehow work the brain to that point. But psychedelics throws you into that loop without knowing what the fuck astral projection is, without knowing what out of body experience is, without knowing what remote viewing is. Here you are fucking around, finding out you're remote viewing, all of a sudden you're interdimensional traveling, all of a sudden you're just places, you're doing shit, dealing with stuff. Like it's like holy shit, it's a lot to deal with. But um so I'm in this place, and it's funny that you said Massachusetts because I'm in Massachusetts too. So I was in next to Salem in Massachusetts one time when I first started taking these rooms, and I was in this house that I looking at history after the fact. This building belonged to, they used to put women in there who had children out of wedlock, and they would abort the babies there, or they would come there for to hide while they had their baby and whatever until they get up out of there. So they would give them up for adoption and shit like that. So it was a weird place, the building itself. And when I took these shrooms, right, one time, this is what I'm telling you about. Depends on where you take them, like Skinwalker Ranch or anywhere that you'll see shit, portals, things, fucking, who knows where they came from, but they've been there. They've always been in that area. And I take the shrooms, and all of a sudden I'm in the dark. I'm chilling. All of a sudden I felt like I had a cell phone in front of my face, holding it out, hands reach. I could see this window, square, looks like I'm looking through a mailbox, hole inside of a door, like a little mail slot. It's like a hole in the in the air. This hole in the air is hands distance away from my face, and it's about the size of a cell phone, or bigger, a little bigger than a cell phone, a little longer than a cell phone. I'm looking through this little space. It's a window, and it looks like I'm looking into a house. And the house is red, like not red, burgundy. Everything was burgundy. Everything was dark. There was candles on the table. There was a table in the middle of the room. I was looking into someone's living room. There was curtains were burgundy. Everything was burgundy. The dark room. The table was wood. There was candles everywhere. And all of a sudden, I hear people coming. Like, and I heard voices. And all of a sudden, I see a shadow walk right in front of the thing and pass right by, and it looked like a shadow being. And then I seen another one pass by, which was a little closer. And when it passed by, it stopped and it turned to me and it looked at me. And when it seen my eyes, I seen its eyes. Its eyes grew big and it ducked down and disappeared. So I'm looking, and a few seconds go by. The being comes back, and now this time it ducks its head in slowly into view, like it's looking at me through the window. It ducks in there slowly. It's looking at me. I see its eyes grow as I look at it. It does this little bob, like back and forth to see if I followed it with my eyes, like some shit to fucking see if I would. My eyes tracked it. It moved. It jiggled back and forth, and I followed it with my eyes. And when I did that, its eyes grew big. It disappeared. It left. And when it did that, um, I noticed that it was like there was I assumed, because I was next to Salem, that I was looking into somebody's house. They were doing a seance or something, and they were calling spirits. And these spirits, when they were congregating and coming, I seen them approaching and coming and congregating. And when I seen them, they seen me. They disappeared. And then I seen the people coming. And when the people started coming, it kicked me out of the vision. I left, and I was back in my apartment. And
Yeah, That's wild.
These things, right? I don't know how they they work like this, right? It's it's a lot to ingest. You feel me? Like I'm not afraid of things, but I've seen things that were scary. But like I was telling Booker not too long ago, and I told guys because we recorded a bunch of stories like at times that I sometimes feel like I don't want to go back and relive the same story again. But some of the stories intertwine so badly that it's like I have no choice but to retell the tale. Like you know what I mean? Like and it's like I can't make these stories up there and they're stuck in my mind forever. It's like something like a memory of when your kid is born type of shit. Like you're never gonna forget that shit. So um I'm in the
But
room.
every
Mhm.
Oza, real quick, if I may. Sorry to interject. I hate when people do this, but I feel like I have to. You, from your tellings, every time you're like, dude, I'm in there, and I'm like, this can't be real. Like I got to be like I know like I'm rational, and I'm trying to fucking put it through a grid of like a a Merkle or like a decision tree of like this can't be like you're trying to debunk it while you're in there, and I'm approaching it the same thing. I'm like, how do
Mhm.
you, how are you keeping your judgment around like you were saying, you're like, dude, if this stuff's around me anyways and it's not hurting me, but I can see it, so it's more of a perspective thing. But then how do you keep your rationality when it's and again, I interjected your story, I'm sorry, but I'm just so curious how you keep it together. And
I don't
you know
yeah, I don't know. It's I guess I don't know, man. Just everybody's different, you feel me? But I've always been curious, and I don't know if it's my grandmother's teaching that my grandmother was very awareness and oriented. Like she wanted to know why I made moves. What am I doing? Like, and I figure in life, I'm kind of like, I don't want to do things um random. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't just take things for what they are unless, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to explain this because,
I mean, does it feel
um,
like does it feel like courage, like when this stuff comes up on you,
I,
something
I,
crazy, or like you when you're in it,
um,
like be courageous, or is it just you're like this in real life as well, and it's
yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
you're bringing that into
Yeah, that's the problem. I have no breaks. Like in real life, like I've been in situations that I've been involved with things that people don't want to get into. Like you know what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid of things. Like I've been shot. I've been through all type of shit. I've never felt no fear of things. Like and I know it's like I'm afraid of like my something happening to someone that I love. Like I'm afraid that I'm not saying that immune to fears. Like I fear for others, but I don't fear for me. And it's something that um I don't know, man. Like it's hard to explain, but I kind of like logically, like growing up around hard motherfuckers, that it's like I'm not gonna wimp out of something. I'll keep my hand there. Like I'm not gonna flinch. Like you know what I mean? So
yeah.
like the same example, like I was saying that I was in the room and I took a high dose and I'm laying in this tent that I had bought and I had set it up in my sister's studio room, and she used to practice record songs in there and shit, so it was like soundproof room. And I set up a tent in there, and there was a window in there with a Venetian blind, and I was in there, tripping. And this is the crazy part, that I was gone, like tripping hard, like travel, like stuff was happening, and I can't even explain what it was happening because more important things happened that blocked all that stuff out. Those memories are gone now. They've been overlaid by the events that happened towards the end of the trip. That I was sitting there and I noticed that the morning was coming and the light was coming to the Venetian blinds, and the light particles were in the air, like in the light, these little particles that were floating around. And from my perspective, where I was laying at, my eyeballs acted like a eagle's eye, and they zoomed in on the particles, that I could see that these particles was UFOs. Little tiny ones, different size ones. Some of them were the size of a grain of rice, some of them were tiny little specks, some of them were particle size, but they all were vehicles like um um that movie Batteries Not Included, like that. And these little
Oh damn.
vehicles had um inside of them they had beings inside of them. I could see the beings on the different levels inside of these ships, and the ships were made out of static electricity. And when I questioned these things, like, what is this? How is this? What is this ship? Like, and my eyeball zoomed in onto the core of the ship, and I could see the structure of the core. It was shaped like a spinal cord, and every hinge of the spinal cord had hair coming off the edges that was thinner than human hair, but it was all metal type of thing that was thinner than human hair, microscopic thin, and it conducted static. The static electricity was what the ship ran off of, static electricity. It vibrated. It made the entire ship out of static and made all the floors, made all the walls, made all the things, and the ship could go through walls, it could go through things because of the vibration of the static. And they never run out of gas. Basically, the ship is made out of something that collects static electricity off of everything, and they could just go through stuff. And I'm looking at this ship, and I'm like, holy shit, right? So as I'm looking at this stuff, I don't know which way it went that I noticed the ships and the particles and the light or the balloon, which one came first. But at some point, there was a balloon in the room floating around towards me, big and like the size of a balloon. And as I look at the balloon, I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. This was the part that fucking was making me feel weird. Like, because when I seen the balloon floating in the room, there's no balloon in this room, first of all. And I see the balloon floating towards me, like if I'm in a, like in real life, there's no saying, oh, 3D, there's no saying, virtual reality. None of that scrapes the reality of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the room and I see I see a stupid balloon coming towards me. It looks like a metal balloon, like the kind from parties that look like they're made out of metal. This balloon, as it gets close to me, it's at my feet, at my ankles, and I start seeing that it's not a balloon. It's shaped kind of like almost like a football, not really round like a balloon, and not shaped like a UFO either, but it was kind of round, kind of almost oval, like a UFO. And this thing, I seen a window move, like I seen movement on this metal thing, and a window popped, like a little thing button came out, like it looked like the top of a pen, little click, the thing that you make a pen. It looked like the top of a pen when you click it to make it open and close. It was like something like that popped out of the side of the ship, and a light was at the end of it, and it started scanning my feet. And as the scan went up and it came up my body and it hit my eye, that shit burned my eyeball. Like it hurt me for real. Like it hurt my eye, this brightness, because I was tripping too. Like any light hurts my eyes when I'm tripping. The light hurt my eye, and I put my hand up to block my face from the light hitting me, and I could still see through my fingers, the light scanning my hand through my hand. I could see the redness going through my fingers. I could see my blood flow through my fingers and everything. The light scanning my fingers, and it went down my chest, on my body. It scanned me. They turned off the light. The ship slowly lands next to my kneecap, and I'm in the bed, and as it started to land, it started coming close. I reached out and tried to touch it because the ship was close enough that I could grab it. So I kind of like, I thought about it as I was shocked when I seen the ship, and as I started getting closer, I was like thinking about it, like this isn't a balloon, and it's just scanning me. I covered my eyes, and when the scan went away, I reached out to touch it, and my hand went through it like it was a ghost. And when my hand went through it like it was a ghost, I pulled my hand back and I recoiled, like, holy shit, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm questioning my eyeballs, like, like, you know what I mean? Like, this thing didn't look like it was a ghost. This thing didn't look like it was made out of air. Like, this thing looked like a solid object, and then my hand went through. And when my hand went through it, I pulled my hand back up to like almost to my chest, like I kind of like the T-Rex. I pulled my hand up like holy shit, like I balled my fist up a little bit. I pulled my hand up, and the thing landed next to my knee, and as it landed, I put my hand back down slowly, and I laid my hand next to my leg, and I left my hand there, and as I put my hand down, as soon as my hand was almost to my leg and my hand touched, I seen the door open on this ship like a little gangplank, like a little ramp opened and came out of it, and the ramp came down to almost to my leg, to my bed, and out of this ship a being came out of it, and the being that came out is like crawled out of it. It looked like it was made out of this thing was biomechanical, like It was the body was like a centipede, like a caterpillar, like a centipede, or like a caterpillar type body, like right, like soft like a caterpillar body, but the feet on it, the legs that were on it were like a centipede's hard little legs on it, and the top of the body was like a squid connected to this thing, like a little squid on top of it connected to it was his top of his body, and as it was coming down, I could see him feeling around with his squid tentacles coming off of his face, feeling the floor, feeling around him as he was coming, and it was crawling. And when it almost touched my hand, I had the impulse to jerk my hand away from it, but I just looked and I just watched, and I felt almost like I was gonna pull my hand, but I just relaxed, and it crawled over my hand, it crawled over my belly, it crawled over me, and when it crawled onto the other side of my stomach, a door opened on my bed, like a wall, like it did something. It with its tentacles, it was feeling around, and like a little door slid open on my bed, and it crawled down and went down these stairs. And when it went down the stairs, it started sinking. The ship started. I looked at the ship, and the ship started sinking, and it was following this being, like if it was like a hound dog or something, that it was looking for something, and it followed it down beneath the bed, and it kept sinking down. I don't know where they went. And this is when I was at that point, I guess, was when I looking at the particles that were coming through the light in the window, and I seen they were all little tiny ships, all different sizes, different grades of them, like grains of rice and specks of dust and size of my thumb, and they all had beings, and the beings looked like they had no clothes on, but they had like, I wouldn't say jewelry or weapon, like you know, I don't know, police holster. Like they had like stuff, mechanical things. Like I could tell they were advanced. They had like technology stuff on them. And as soon as I questioned it, like these are the way the psychedelics work, kind of like almost like Neo in the Matrix, when when the guns come up, all the racks of guns and all this other shit. Like I asked a simple question that wasn't even me asking, like it was a thought, that it was a question. I'm over here in autopilot asking questions because I'm just flabbergasted looking at the shit, and then I'm like, where are they from? And then all of a sudden it dragged me, like I felt like the magnetic pull all the way to the Brazilian jungle, to South America. Boom, I'm in the middle of the jungle, and I could see a city like about the size of an SUV. You know what I mean? Like a minibus or something, like a SUV sized city with skyscrapers and all that shit on a micro scale, like a little tiny city. Huge though, because it's like the size. I mean, it's like the size of a city bus, but it's like so much. It was so intricate and detailed, and so much things inside of the city. So many bents and like alleyway, like street, like things that were in there, like and bent in there, and there was all kind of ships, different sizes coming from everywhere, interdimensional shit coming and going into this little city, and and I started laughing when I was telling Booker, and I'm like, I was like Gargamel looking at the Smurf village, like holy shit, like I found, and then I was like, I said it aloud again. The next thing that popped out of my mouth was, what if, what if humans find this? And immediately it was um, sarcastic, like they was like they were like not caring about us. They said that we don't believe each other, like the humans don't believe each other anyways, and they could deconstruct the city within minutes, and rebuild the city somewhere where humans have never set foot ever in the jungle, and that's it, go about their business. Like um this is the craziness of mushrooms, man. Like I and
Yeah.
these stories are like when I was there, bro, I was looking at this like I'm like over here making blueprints, taking notes, looking at the stuff, like this was real, like this was like beyond our technology, you know what I mean? Honey, that was like batteries not included, B.
Batteries not included. Yeah, that's wild. What else,
The
Rich?
Hawaiian folk, the Hawaiian folklore of I think they're the Melhumi, the small little people. If you like actually the last king, the last true king of Hawaii before the U.S. came in, he knew what time it was. I can't believe they haven't made a movie about this, but he wrote a book, and he wanted to get all the, much like you assemble a Bible or something like that, of all his indigenous folklore, all the traditions, all the customs, but included in those stories of this last true king of Hawaii before U.S. took over, was writing about the, these small people. I think it's the Melhumi, but they're small and they assemble stuff overnight. And there's a couple works of not architecture, engineering on the island of Hawaii. You'd have to look it up. There's a pond and a dam and a canal for irrigation that supposedly by folklore showed up overnight, constructed by these little people. They work in 8-hour shifts and construct, jaw-dropping stuff. Like how the hell did they do this? I know that's not, dude. The story you were just telling reminds me of like a Pablo Amaringo painting, where it's just like all this crazy. Are you familiar with this artist? Oh, check out anyone in this room. Check out Pablo Amaringo. He's a Peruvian artist. Curandero, I think is the word. Pablo Amaringo, dude, the craziest stuff. It's unreal, but there's like what his art does. So he's do you call them curanderos? An ayahuasquero, Peruvian traditional. I don't know if you call him a shaman, but certainly he's in the mix. I think he's dead now. Dude, his paintings, man. Get the coffee book. But it reminds me of like a lot of this. If you pull anyone on this live, you pull up some of his stuff. But his art, it usually has no less than like 350 different fucking themes going on. Jaguar, snake, dudes with rosy cheeks and ears, like glowing halo type shit, telepathy type, like traditional dude. Like this is all painted. Mermaids, these jellyfish UFO thing, always UFOs off in the background. Dude, the craziest fucking art. But like a lot of this stuff, a lot of it looks like what you were just describing. These
I'm looking at it now. That's what exactly looks like when you're tripping on shrooms, for sure.
Yeah,
dude, Pablo Amaringo's art, like Alex Gray, Salvia Droid, Alex Gray. I know I'm hitting the big ones here, but Pablo Amaringo, his art seems to kind of scream more the way it's being presented to me. I had one 3 weeks ago. Dude, these shrooms were they were homegrown like well over a decade ago, and the humidity was off. I was just learning. It was like straight out of a syringe, like brown rice flour cakes, and they pinned thousands, maybe tens of thousands of like pins in the boards, I think they're called. Like when they dry, they look like pins with the circle, the spherical head like your grandmother would have in her pincushion. Thousands of these things, maybe tens of thousands, like a half ounce of these things. And as I recall, again, this is well over a decade ago. As I recall, like and I always call you True, but I guess it's Booker. I hear you always asking people like, dude, what would you say the theme was when you're asking people when they're describing their trip? Like, what would you say the art was like? Was it like Japanese? Was it? Yeah. These were Costa Ricans. And I remember them being really visual and behind closed eyelid type stuff. But again, well over a decade ago. So I cracked these things out. I had 5 grams of them, and I tried a couple different ways. Like I think I ate a gram, did a lemon tech. I'm like, there was nothing happening, just kind of like nothing. This was like a month ago. So I'm like, I'll eat 2 grams. And I ate 2 grams, and I'm just like waiting around, like nothing happening. I'm kind of getting scared. I'm like, are these things going to smack me? Just kind of waiting. And then it was like an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'm like, fuck. I was out on my bike. I ride around out in nature. I'm like, fuck, nothing happening. And I smoke a lot of cannabis. So I'm like, maybe. Like when I got home to my porch, and it's nighttime now, it's kind of like a little tipsy on my feet. I'm like, wow, I really smoked quite a bit, but no wine, no tryptamine feel. I get something in my stomach. Dude, I eat a half a gram, and I'm like, I get this. Mushrooms, I'm talking like it's even the smallest amount, and it lasts for hours. It just impregnates the whole experience. Nothing like that. No whistling no whine in the ears, no high-pitched whine, nothing. And I come home and I'm sitting I'm just gonna have a puff, and I'm sitting on my porch. It's nighttime, looking up at the filtered view of the sky, night sky through the trees, and I closed my eyes. I'm like, I'll just try to help it along. Back to this idea of like, you don't need much of this pharmacological material once you start being able to navigate around. Like, dude, I can get there on a gram, 2 grams, and breathe, close my eyes, and have fucking wild shit happen that I can actually grip and get a look at. But this one, dude, this story doesn't really go anywhere except for absolute fucking silence. It was like the most silent experience ever. So I'm on the porch, nothing's going on. I'm convinced they're bunk. Like, I guess mushrooms go inert or just like lose their activity. And they were stored just in a baggie in a jar somewhere for years, 12, 13 years, something like that. Dude, I closed my eyes on the porch to have a puff, and it's like in motion. This went on for an hour, just fucking like a newsreel. Just the craziest fucking art show I've ever seen. Moonscapes, Swiss cheese, space scenarios. Fuck, dude, it just kept going and going and going and like just. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, and I tried the McKenna. I'm like, I'm like, maybe I'll ask and see if there's any. Like, hello, like, is there anyone in there? Like, what is it? 'Cause, like, I was really intrigued. I know this isn't the most exciting story, but one of the craziest things was it wasn't bright. Oh, I guess I should have said too, I heard a Paul Stamets thing, so I got some lion's mane mushrooms, and I took the lion's mane with the 2 grams, and when I sat on the porch, when I closed my eyes, I should have led with this. This thing was in motion. I closed my eyes. It was, dude, like Carillion photography. That really fucking bright pink, blue, silvery, electric against the black background, like fucking like the colors. And it was like this brain lion's mane thing, and it like instantly in my head, almost like I get this on salvia too. I see letters like Sesame Street, like SALVIA, like weird shit like that. It was like it was just like boom. It was already in motion. It was just like boom, lion's mane, and then the fucking art show started, and it just fucking ripped. And to Booker's point, these were Costa Rican mushrooms, and I'm just sitting there for an hour, like stone sober. Again, I smoke cannabis, but like basically stone sober, no mushroom feel whatsoever. And I'm like, just like McKenna said, like, just like not bored, but just like observing, just like, okay, all right, yep, next. Like, oh, that one's kind of cool. I wonder if I can keep. And like, I was trying to see, it would take, and if I moved, one thing I should say, super, I don't want to say dim. It was incredible, the incredible detail and imagination of this thing, and the fact that it just kept fucking rolling like a newsreel. But it was incredibly dim, and I only closed eyelids, and I had to breathe and be really, like, if I fidgeted or like, oh, maybe I'll smoke some weed, and like anytime like, it would kind of fade, like it was weird, like it would get further away, and I'm like, okay, this is nice and still and breathe, and like even just breathing too heavy was modulating it. Very, very, very. So it goes on for an hour. I even asked him, I'm like, is there anyone in there? Like, what is going on in here? And I didn't get an answer. And then at one point, I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And the other thing was this Pablo Amaringo art. If you look at some of this stuff, there's many, 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 many different themes going on. This trip, the whole show, it kept swirling. Like, I'd be looking at the main thing. It was almost like it was in 4 quadrants that were swirling. Like a real, like a, what is it called? A thermocline or something like that, where like really salty water hits really fresh water and they kind of bounce off each other and it forms like 2 different fluids. There was 4 of them, like almost like 4 screens, very fluid and rotating. And it was almost like one would kind of come in, it was almost like a menu. Like they were bubbling up, and then like it was like, oh, that one grabs his attention. And then that one would kind of come into center and the other ones would fade off. And then 4 different ones would, dude, it was the craziest shit. This was off of 2 grams of dead mushrooms. Very faint though. So it goes on for an hour. I asked it, I'm like, is there anyone in there? Hello? Like, I'm trying the corniest shit, like, come in, little green men, come in. I'm like, something's going on. And so and I'm starting to get tired, and I had some DMT too, and I got some Banisteriopsis copy. Someone gave me a big fucking, looks like a little stump or something. It's like a stick, and I'm like, oh, this vegetable. I wanted to try the vegetable television thing, so I'll tell that in a second. But so I'm like, I'm talking to this thing, and I'm like, I was trying all the McKenna tricks. I'm like, oh, breathe, do it under a full moon. with the stars in the line, with the fucking, you know, all your cannabis, with your breathing exercise and your shunyata, and your like, he's like, do it like that, like stack with the lion's mane, stack up 10 things. And synergy is a different talk, but so I'm like, hello, anyone in there? Like this whole McKenna thing, and then I'm like, well, this is fucking great. And there's a couple things. I'm like, I wonder if I'll see any entities. And I asked it. I was kind of like, you know, like poking around, like, oh, can you show me some? Dude, it fucking showed me. McKenna does a lecture once where he's like, I had this trip once. It's on, it's a 5 or 6 part lecture by McKenna. It's called The Language of the Unspeakable. But I think it's lecture number 2. It's hours. It's like a multi-day thing he did. But he's like, yeah, I had this trip once. He's like, the fun thing you can do with mushrooms. He's like, you know, he had one where it was, he's just, you know, behind closed eyelids, like my scenario. And all of a sudden he's looking at a map of North America. And then he looks at a map and it's England. And like all these ships are coming over and there's a voice, a narration. It's like, each ship has 10,000 settlers. And like, he's like, what? And then he's like, each colony has, and he's like, what is this? A history of North, like, that was my response. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So, was the basic gist, but it was like almost like I was at a class, just like a dry presentation. It's all art, and so I asked it. I'm like, well, are there any entities or anything in here? Like, what's like kind of questions, like what's animating? Like, what's the point? What the fuck am I looking at? And it fucking, dude, it was like, it lasted about 5 seconds. It was definitely like alive and animated. It wasn't moving, dude. It was an alien, like a mantis thing in like a red cloak, like getting its portrait taken, like old school, like 100 years ago, like sitting for a fucking portrait. It didn't look at me, it didn't move, but it was like a 3/4, like upper shoulders. He wasn't looking at me. He wasn't looking to the side for a mugshot. It was like like someone doing a portrait, and it lasts like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then a bunch of other stuff, landscapes, moonscapes.
But that's crazy. No, you good. But that's the one thing that I was tripping off of these one mushrooms I had took. Like, they weren't visual until you sat down somewhere and you actually let them happen. But it's like they were able, like if I opened my eyes, I was able to do whatever I wanted to. But as soon as I sit down and I close my eyes, I was gone.
Yeah, it was like that, but there was an overwhelming silence. It was almost like this thing was like one of those desiccant packets for moisture, and it sucks all. Like it was like a desiccant packet for like sound. The devoiding of any whine in my ear, any feeling in my stomach. It was like the most silent, quiet. Silent was the word. But so this thing's getting its portrait taken, a bunch of stuff. But at one point, I'm like, this is fucking great. I'm like, because I'm not loaded. I hate when I'm like, oh, I'll eat 2 grams and I get way too high. I'm like, oh, this is way heavier than I thought. I want to see a cool sunset and go for a bike ride. And like, what have I done here? You know, like, and I get it. Like, I can handle it. Like Ozo said, like, you know, you just man up and whatever. So I'm down with it. But like when it sneaks up on you, so you got to be careful. A low dose should just be a low dose for me. But so I'm like, dude, this is fucking great. I'm not loaded. I'm smoking weed. I'm gonna be able to sleep. I got a little hunger. I'm gonna make a burger. It's 9:30. This is great. And I'm like, thank you. And the fucking thing reassembles itself into like, dude, it was like a junk pile with it was like it was like a crackhead went into a junkyard and assembled me it was like it was like made out of junk parts, but it was it was like an animated face body thing. It was just like, you know, with the wink, like, you got it, buddy. It was fucking so weird that this thing was so weak and so dimly lit. Anyways, I'll fast forward through it. I'm like, this is fantastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke some DMT. I'm going to smoke some Banisteriopsis copy. So I started with the DMT, and it worked. I was just a little chirp, and I'm like, it colored it up a little bit. It made it little chirp, little one-hitter chirp of like not changa, but enhanced leaf, little fucking chirp of the Deems, and it brightened it up. And then I came in with the Banisteriopsis copy shavings and started smoking that like a bowl of it. And dude, like an octopus or a squid or a cuttlefish came into the scene. This giant art show, the assembling junk, this alien getting its portrait taken, can't breathe or it'll disappear, closed eyelids. I smoked the Banisteriopsis copy, and like a fucking squid came through the scene, like with the ink, and just fucking, and it all went fucking brown, muddled purple, and that was the end of it. I couldn't get it. I'm like, oh, I'll wait 20 minutes, see if it wears off, and it never came back. I ruined it, killed it, but yeah, just one of the. I know that story didn't go anywhere, but you know, maybe an indication of some questions I had the next week were, you know, obviously the potency of mushrooms. I want to ask any, again, not trying to incriminate anyone, but anyone with any experience in cultivation or anything, or storage of mushrooms, let's say, or drying, or, you know, can the psilocybin degrade? I'm sure it can just degrade down into something we don't know, degrade down into psilocin. Can it degrade? Bastostacin, I think, is the other one. There's some other chemicals in the you know, the spectrum of what's in mushrooms. These were Costa Rican. I'm like, I wonder if all the psilocybin was dead in it, and I just got this bastostacin stuff, or would there some other chemical in it? It was just this crazy,
No,
very.
but those mushrooms, they could last indefinite shelf life if they're dried. Once they're dried, the molecule stays frozen in place. It doesn't go nowhere, and so it could last indefinitely. It's the psilocin, and the psilocybin, right, and the psilocin in there. That's what freezes, and it turns into you know, it stays. It's water soluble. You know what I mean, and it stays there indefinitely. So it doesn't matter how many years go by, as long as it stays dry. They found viable mushrooms like that in Egyptian burial sites with magic mushrooms, like that were still viable, like thousands of years. They could last, and you can make them last indefinite, like with honey, if you store them in honey.
Yeah, you know, if you shred them in, I used to do it by hand, but then I got a what do you call it? A little, you know, coffee bean grinder, a little bronze coffee grinder, and you just kind of pulse grind them. If they're saltine, cracker dry, like dry spaghetti, and they're snapping, throw them in that and just kind of pulse grind them, like zzz, 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 not to a powder because it gets messy and there's loss, but just enough to shred them up. And I got one of those. I don't know. It's got 20 sites on it. It's the capsule machine or something, double-aught capsules. You load up 20 of them, peel them half, fill them with the dust, and fucking snap them together and throw them in a mason jar. And to my experience, these things last for, well, just from my experience last week, the fall off, it did not feel tryptamine. It felt fucking, I don't know. But yeah, that's and I heard McKenna say that. He's like, dude, you know, get your mushrooms, shred them, jam them into the bottom of like a Coke container, and then just vacuum seal them. And he's like, dude, they'll last for decades. So apparently since Egyptian times, thousands of years. But okay, yeah, yeah. So hopefully this week I'll get another experience in. I was gonna do a full moon one last night, and the storm rolled in, and I really need that night sky. If you know, it's interesting.
They definitely work better when the stars are out. I don't know why, but they work better when the stars and the moon are out.
All right, I'm gonna go crazy, maybe even for this conversation here. But so you know, the UFOs haven't landed. I didn't see the little helmet guys in my kitchen. You know, some of this really, really crazy animated 3D stuff. Like, you know, this shit's really happening in real life. But I do see stuff in the night sky. And I think there's something to it with McKenna, or just in general, experiments that have been run with the two bars bending and stuff, like just with eyesight and low dose psilocybin, it increases your visual acuity. I know just a little microdose skiing, bike riding. I've heard fighters, MMA fighters taking microdoses it does something with your eyesight. But the night sky, light dose, heavy dose, and now, I mean, this has been going on for decades, but I particularly notice it with mushrooms, certainly with LSD, but it's a much more rare thing. DMT, I'm not really here, salvia, that type of stuff. But really with mushrooms, and definitely with higher, I do like a higher dose edible cannabis, which is approaching a trip. It's pretty good stuff, actually. Anyone who isn't eating this stuff. Coconut oil and hash is absolutely one of my favorites. But this shit in the night sky, dude, I'm seeing stuff move around. These aren't satellites. They're not UFO, not jellyfish UFO via, you know, a la Pablo Amaringo, but like orbs and white stuff moving in right angles, non-ballistic motion, really, really just crazy, and more so about the stars in the sky, especially on high-dose cannabis, but edible cannabis certainly, but more so with the tryptamines, of a rolling, it's almost like a liquid, like a thick, almost like it looks like fucking cloudy, like liquid culture or something that you stir up, and like I can see it in the sky, but it's pixelated. And these stars, man, I'm telling you, some of them are fucking moving or coming in and out, and even more so, they're fucking connecting up with each other, and they're fucking talking to me. And there's also this crazy web that goes on, dude. It's not. It's like this subtle, think feathery, fish scaly, not reptilian ayahuasca snake or crocodile, but like a real feathery, soft, muted purple. I call them fans, but they connect up. It's like the. I knew I was going to sound crazy. My impression is that the moon and stars are very close. They're almost like fucking like right in your face when you're not even. And I don't really even need the substance anymore. But particularly when I do ingest the mushrooms or the edible cannabis, the stuff is really close, almost like you can fucking touch it. But I've seen the connections up, and I'm like, oh, that's where those ancient people come up with these stupid things. The guy with the sword, and here's the bear, and here's the oso, and here's the like. Cause I'd see that, which is more lines connecting, and like, and it's almost impregnated, and it's usually later in the trip. It's way after the peak. It's like the 2 a.m. Like, dude, that was fucking nuts. I'm so glad I did it. Why do I wait so? Like that conversation, those couple hours to come down. And that's usually when it's like, oh yeah, you thought that was fucking cool, it ain't over. And that's usually when they connect up and make I don't know the constellations very well, but like it'll like be like, but bing, 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 you see, and I'll see like, that's one thing, dude. I'm talking about a network, it's almost like a storm cloud, or like the pyroclastic blast off of Mount St. Helens, or if you look at the videos of 9/11, like the roiling, like, like volcanic smoke, like coming out, but the night sky is doing that. It's not violent. It's very subtle, muted purple. It feels very close, almost like cloud-like. Like it's like something you can fucking reach out and touch. But more so, these things connect up. It's very, and it's always, it sounds crazy even as I say it, 'cause I'm not describing it well. I'm not seeing it in my mind's eyes. I describe it out loud. You guys must be tripping on this description, but it has it's like a Jacob's ladder or a stairway to heaven feel to it, is the best way I can describe it. And it goes up and it connects all the stars, the moon, all the way back down. But if you watch it for a while, and I'll wrap it up here, you begin to know, or I've noticed it, and then it becomes more and more distinct, like a straight up grid, like an Alex. Yeah. It's a weird combination of like an Alex Gray grid. It's like a fucking network, and then there's the stars. And then there's,
have you seen the second Into the Spider-Verse?
Was that a movie?
Yeah, the Spider-Man.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. But when they got to the part and like it was like all these different spider webs, but within them it was like all these different realities happening. Like when everything connect up there, all shrooms. That's what it make me think of in the first place, is just a spider web, because it's like all the stars that connect, and it's like they shoot this little line towards each other. It's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, there's a like I didn't describe it well. Definitely the lines making, Oso and the guy holding the sword, or the Big Dipper, or like the big obvious stuff, but like other stuff you wouldn't recognize. But this really weird, you just described it. I've heard it before, and I wish I'd said it. It's like it's a subtle, jeweled, cloudy web. I think I've heard it called Indra's web. It's fucking nuts. If you look up Indra's web, I saw a couple images once, and it's like, it's I don't know, the substance, the part that we actually see, and then the grid is something more subtle underneath. So this is like 3 overlays. Plus there's red pixels. stars are going white, green, red, talking to me, coming in and out, moving around, fucking orbs are going by. That's more the shit I get. Back to this question of like, dude, is this all this guy can handle? Is this where his brain's at? Like, it's almost like these things went through and scanned the system, and they're like, this is about the most he can handle. It doesn't go much more than that. Although I did get buzzed when I'm out in the woods alone. Little light orbs. I don't know. They don't come close. They're sneaky. They hang out in the fucking trees. They remind me of I can't believe I'm saying this stuff out loud. Like Tinkerbell, like fucking Disney, like would become as and they're fucking sneaky, and I don't know. I'm trying to make sense why, like, it's almost like I don't want to egg it on and be like, just show yourself and fucking park the UFO on my fucking lawn, or bring the little helmet dudes into my kitchen so I can get freaked
just
out.
Come out and just show yourself.
But I think it's like he wouldn't believe that, or he'd fucking flip his lid. Like it might, maybe I'm one pin away from going too far. Like some people go too far and they don't come back. What's that?
That I'm one pin away from just being all the way out there.
And it isn't like that. I've got it together and the whole thing, but there is a curious feeling like that. Like how far do you fucking want to push? Like how much do you actually want to know? And that's part of the danger, because I'm not sure. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You want to see who's the fucking bad guy sticking it to me, and like behind the curtain. Like I want to know the final answer, and I don't. Like McKenna used to say, it's like, they'd sit around for hours smoking hash, talking about the same stuff, and he's like, I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom, nor would we actually want to, because I think if I was given an answer, something solid, a UFO, as Ozo would say, just disrespecting the shit out of me on my front lawn for fucking over the weekend, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be like, I don't know what I.
Hey, it's like Rick and Morty when they played that joke on Jerry, and then they said the call's coming from inside the house.
Oh yeah.
The call is coming from inside the house. How though? That's the thing. It's like how, like and like that's what I'm thinking. Is like how, bro, like. Cause that shit don't be making sense, but it be making a lot of sense when you there, cause you get it 100, you understand it 100%. But when you come back and you start going back to normal, you just looking at everything like, come on now, bro. Like how is this even a thing? And that I was behind when I looked behind the curtain. I was behind the curtain controlling everything. I said no, bro. This is unreal. It can't be me. Probably to be that is you.
When I was asking Ozo earlier, what I have been taking, I've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to answer this question that my mom put to me, like, why are you doing this? Why would you do something like this? It's a very simple question. She's like, when I do this, we get this result. Because I couldn't explain it to her. And I'm like, well, it's ineffable, and like, the whole experience. But maybe it is a courage builder for some people to not test the limit of how far you can go, but to really fucking kind of set the pins up, so to speak, and then knock them down. Like I said,
exactly.
This thing, you set them up and you knock them down, and then you level up, and it's like, and I did try to explain this to other people, straight people, like this. It's like you go to China for a week or something like that. Your life, does it change the entire course of your life? Perhaps. Maybe you move there or meet a girl, but maybe not necessarily. Maybe you come back to fucking San Diego and back to your family and do whatever. But you have this new lens, you have this perspective, and it informs it. And I think you're building courage, experience, skill sets, communications, contacts. That's what I think it is. But it's all happening inside your head. So, again, back to the question, when I hopped in here, I don't know, an hour ago now, it's like, well, then what do I do? What do I do with this stuff in the immediate, maybe kind of like the unsophisticated approach that I've taken before is, well, obviously I'm just going to fucking go try to turn everybody in the world on, become psychedelic Jesus, don't you know, can't you see, the whole thing. And then you end up it's almost like this stuff is, self-censoring, or you where I found myself, and there's other factors in life and individuals, but it almost self-ostracizes you, because they're like, people are scared you're going to open your mouth. So, like, you may find yourself, again, self-ostracizing, not hanging out with the same people, maybe not getting that dinner invite because they don't want their fucking dinner guests exposed to the crazy. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Hey,
People,
no, I'm
you know,
laughing because, like, I think everybody here that dives on psychedelics, and like, we understand it. We understand it. You know, it's like talk basketball, talk baseball, you know, and that's just what it is. It's like almost like, you know, somebody that's, you know, a Muslim or, you know, a Buddhist coming to you and trying to explain it and make you a part of it, it seems like. And it's like, you like, no, nope, not me. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
You know, and I can talk and talk and talk and talk. So really, what I'm taking from it now is more listening. Maybe it's actually almost been a multi-decade training course to, like, you know, the whole thing, like, don't you guys see? Can't you see it? Can't you see what I see? Has morphed into, hey, why don't you fucking shut your mouth and listen and observe and be useful? Like, back to this chop wood, carry water, but, like, how about, dude, some of the best people I know, they don't say much. And when they do, they time their jokes well. It's almost like you know, like, there's a lot to be said for restraint, time, appropriateness, and, I don't know, coming with the real. But then again, you don't want to bottle this stuff up. Like, and I've heard you say it. I certainly thought this. I'm like, dude, this is fucking great. This guy's got this channel. He opened up the Discord. People are coming in telling stories. It's like therapy. It's like psychedelic PTSD therapy.
Exactly.
So this is great. I like what you've done here, because we can kind of be ourselves.
And plus, you start learning that the psychedelic experience is chaotic like life. So it's like, you know, certain experiences you approach differently. So it's almost the same as life, you know, the experience of talking to people or talking to somebody that's, you know, probably not into it, you know, because it's like you just don't mention psychedelics or mushrooms, and you talk about certain things that you've learned or that you've seen, and, you know, it'd be so interesting, people want to listen. It's just don't bring psychedelics into it. You gotta leave that over there. Leave the mushrooms over there for a minute. You feel me? Get them intrigued first, and then explain it to them. Well, this is my journey. Because everybody has that soldier's journey, which it's with the psychedelics or it's with, you know, Jesus or with something else. Everybody has that soldier's journey, and everybody's journey is the same. We're just taking different things to get there. We're doing different things to get to that point, or, you know, to understand this thing. So it's like, I just don't bring the names up. But it's like, okay, I can give you the information, but I mention the name, it's going to make you go, oh, hell no. It just make people clam up at times. But then I don't even know, because sometimes, you know, people be really into it and they get to asking questions. And then a lot of times I started seeing that, you know, people be intrigued about it because they heard stories about it, even though they never, you know, ventured into it. But they be wanting to hear, like, okay, yeah, well, let me know something. And, you know, so it's a little different now, but I remember it was the time, it's probably, I learned how to bring it up in situations if we're talking about certain things. I learned how to slide it in and not just, you know, come straight out with it. I think that's what it is now.
It's wait for it. It's kind of like that, and it's a lot of waiting, and sometimes that conversation isn't going to happen, and you know, and maybe that's better. But this summer, when I was back in Massachusetts and kind of reconnecting with old friends and making the rounds and I haven't seen you in 20 years, that whole type thing, I quickly found it doesn't take long. This is what I told my family. They're like, you know, how was the party? How was the reunion? How was this, that? I'm like, you know, I didn't really connect. And the people I thought I was such great friends with at 18, like, we don't have anything in common. Like, you know, and I'm focusing on the differences. And it really, what I came back to, I was talking to my family. I'm like, dude, I got to start, because I'd gone to a lot of these things, reunions, class reunion type stuff. We were meeting all these old people from a different life almost, decade, 30 years ago. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I should have a questionnaire. And question one is like, have you ever smoked DMT? And I said this to one of my family members because like I honestly, and I wouldn't say this to someone, maybe I would, in the right person, but like it might cut through a lot of the BS because just by their reaction, like DMT, what's that? Or like, oh hell no, or like, yeah, I did it, or you're fucking weird, or what are you talking about? Would give me like almost that one question would give me a better bearing because I think it is. And I know there's PCP, there's ketamine, there's all sorts of crazy shit, Datura, but like something about this DMT one, why it's important to me, and I think the reason why I want to try to share it with everyone else, or why it was special, or it kind of, or the combination of all these experiences, the composite, it kind of breaks down the fear wall.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't want to say false courage. It's not like alcohol courage, like false courage. It's like, I had a bunch of, like, I remember listening to some of your streams and you're like, dude, like, people in my family are dying and this is going on. Like life, it happens, man. And I feel, your pain and other people's pain. I had a rough fucking couple years and, some of my family's like, dude, how are you getting through this? And I'm like, it's not a disconnected, depersonalized, like, I just don't give a shit. It's like dancing. You got to know the moves. You got to hear the beat. But if you're a fucking robot out there, right? No one's going to want to see, like at a certain point, you got to let go. Skiing, skateboard. You got to know the moves, the technical stuff, hear the music in the case of dancing, but you got to let go. And, I don't know, kind of let it happen. I lost the thread of what I was talking about there, but I think it was about
the fear, getting over the certain fears or something.
Yeah, getting through just like life fear and using this, again, one of many tools. And this is not in the exclusion of whatever you're into, parenting, lifting weights, you're a community leader, however you get involved. But this one's on the menu. It's for anyone, not for everybody. But man, I really wish I could have just handed out a questionnaire like, have you smoked DMT? Because it would really help me guide the. Because you really don't know. Some people.
It's gonna be one out of. It's gonna be 1 out of 1,000. 1 out of 100.
No, but like
1 out of 600 or something like that. The numbers is gonna be high up there. Mushrooms, probably Lucy. You probably get 1 out of 20. Because it's certain people like, and it's wild because it's like, a lot of people like our age that was diving in on Lucy way back when. Like, but it was this one older guy, he was like about 70 and like, we was talking about certain things and then the psychedelics came up and he didn't, say anything. But once we got away from his family and got somewhere else, that's when he just started spilling everything. Like, yeah, I was doing Lucy. Like I did it at Albert Hoffman house or whatever, Timothy Leary. I mean, he was like at Timothy Leary house. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, so I think it's just the timing. Like you said, it's timing. It's and then some things, it's just, it ain't to tell people, some people. Cause like they just not sleep, but they just deep into their own dream. And it's like, you can't wake them out of it. But I hate to say it, I got to tap out though, y'all. It's like, it's 9:14.
Yeah, man. I got some food coming off the stove, so great time to wrap it up. Thanks for having me on. And
yeah, no doubt.
Y'all.
Yeah, you see everybody out there. When people come in.
We're glad you came, Rich.
Yeah, no doubt. It was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to poke my head back through here. I saw. I don't have my phone in front of me. I'm just on some remote Bluetooth speaker, but. I saw what's that guy's name? Wildman Ninja? Is there a Wildman Ninja?
Yeah, Wildman Ninja.
Okay, is he the one? No, I'm not trying to dox anyone, but he's the one. NorCal. He went up to Mount Shasta and did the ayahuasca a couple weeks back, month back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all can go ahead and keep talking. I gotta tap out though, y'all. I gotta tap out. It's bedtime.
Gotcha.
But
right
no,
on,
you
man.
can
Good
keep
night.
talking because everybody still be in here flat out, Rich. I'm just saying. But all right, y'all. All right, everybody in Discord. Nuh-uh, no, it don't shut down and keep going. But yeah, man. Thanks everybody that joined. Yeah, man, that was dope, bro. I like y'all. That's what I like, man. I like when people come in and they start explaining their experiences. I feel like I done said mine so many times. It'd be dope when, you know, we like everybody, like the floor, the Discord is always open to everybody. So it's open for anybody to actually come in and share what they share. So it's like when people do it, I think that'd be the best part, because I can just sit back and listen, and then we all just kind of hit the ball back and forth on what's being said or what's being talked about. I think it's a beautiful thing to me. If you ask me, it's a beautiful thing. So, you know, if you out there and you know you see how it goes down, just jump in Discord sometime.